Welcome to the Big Week in Gaming podcast. And what do you know? It's been a big week in gaming. I'm Intergot for episode 89 for Sunday, the 24th of July, 2022. In this week's show, we'll be discussing games.
What?
Including Stray, Powerwash Simulator, Xbox consoles are getting Discord voice chat, Doom legend John Romero is making a new FPS, and Lego reveal that Atari 2600 Lego set, which is very exciting. And the boys are super blurry. Thank you, Australian NBN.
Shut up! Big Wig's on the radio! Shut up! It's Gaming Focused Audio!
As always, I'm joined by Mike.
Hello, everybody.
And Swinny.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, you guys are super blurry. I'm actually double checking it's not some antivirus thing that's running in the background, but it doesn't look like it actually.
I feel like I'm back in 2002.
I know. Thank you, Australian Internet. You know, my suburb, which I will not name, is on the list of the mega upgrade. So I get similar internet to Swinny, which is like the 1,000 megabit per second internet, but there's no rollout. They just said that it's announced. That's the rollout plan.
Well, that's more hope than a lot of people have, so
That's
at least you
true.
can cling to that.
That's true.
So you're on 1,000 megabit, Swinny? I mean, one.
Yeah.
1,000.
Yeah, I'm
gigabit.
fortunate that I'm actually in my old place. I was able to get it, and in my new place, I'm able to get it as well. So
Damn.
You do live in a very affluent suburb, might I say?
very
You do,
affluent. Not no, but like all Australian plans, it's great down, but the up speed is pretty bad in comparison.
I hate that. And then you can't get the 40. I tried to get the 250/40 and I couldn't get 250/40. They don't
Yeah,
offer
it's actually really hard.
You have
I
to go
know.
down to 100 and then 40. I'm like, why can't I just add the 40 to the 250? Nah.
I'll pay extra for the up. Give me some more up.
Weirdly
I want more
enough,
up.
I've been chatting to one of the ISPs, like the strategy people at one of the big ISPs, and they can't do anything about it. It's the structure of the actual network. They can't, they basically got specific plans that they can offer, and that's about it. And then they can do a lot of more flexibility for business, but not for retail punters. So annoying, man.
I always thought it's because your neighbors stole their equipment.
Well, I've got an update on that.
Oh,
update. I need an update button. But before
Gaming
we do,
podcast my ass. Tell us about the update.
But before we do, we
Okay.
now have a Discord. So anyone who's, in the chat or wants to get to know us more, behind the scenes, what we're going to talk about, influence the show, jump on our Discord. The link is bigwigpod.com because the link is really long for Discord. So check out the show description, check out, all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to find the Discord link pretty quickly.
And I haven't spent that much time in there yet, but if it was up to me, it'd just be a place where I can post Elden Ring memes, and that's it. So just be going on Reddit, copy into Discord, paste.
I've got an Elden Ring related thing that I want to do for the production of the show. But, maybe I'll need better internet and better CPU before I can do that.
Is it a piercing down there? Did you finally do it? Did you get the Elden Ring?
Oh, okay. That is it doesn't make any sense. You normally don't nail these jokes, but that one doesn't really. Are you talking about it's like the Saint Albert thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Yeah. Okay.
Prince Albert.
Prince Albert. Yeah, Saint Albert. Once it got pierced, he's Saint Albert
Oh,
now.
God. Now we're going to get defunded or whatever.
Well, yeah, since you said about the neighbor thing, so part two of the neighbor thing.
I
But
wonder
I
what
won't
happened with the neighbor.
continue it post this conversation. So it actually got crazier, right? There was some crazy text message back and forth post this. So where we got to last week was the HelloFresh went to the wrong neighbor. That neighbor kept it, even though it had the person's name on it. It's a small neighborhood. Everyone knows literally each other's names. They stole the food, right? People called it out and were like, you guys are pricks. What are you doing? Are you kidding me, right? And then because of one of the other neighbors was, how do I say politically, vigorously knocking on the door, wanting to chat to the fellow neighbor, just have a friendly conversation.
Adamant
Friendly
in his
conversation.
actions.
Yeah. The said neighbor, the perpetrator neighbor, actually sent this message going, we're going to sue you. What's your name? We're we've got our lawyers ready to prosecute about damages to through the knocking or whatever. I was like, and intimidation and all this. It was crazy, right? Oh, we're going to talk to the police. So the neighbor who's our friend who got the food stolen off them actually went to the police, and the police issued an infringement. Like
Thank
a
God.
karma,
Hello, fresh theft.
justice and
I
karma.
was about to say,
Unbelievable,
fancy them
right?
going to the police and
I
then the
know.
police being like, you kept their shit? What? Like,
Exactly. It's theft. It's theft. And the police are like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's straight up theft. So they're giving him an infringement. It's like $300-400 fine, right?
I mean, wow, yeah. Damn.
And then I think the other neighbor is going to actually reimburse it now because they're so like nervous about the criminal element of it because it's
Well,
not quite on your record, but
it's a criminal offence, isn't
yeah,
it?
if they challenge it in court and they lose, which I think they will, right? Then
Probably,
they're
yeah.
actually it'll go on their record for stealing HelloFresh. It's
For
so-
stealing Hello Fresh.
but I don't want to go into it too deeply, but I think the neighbor, you know how I was saying this neighbor's a bit sketchy? Like, I think they're super nervous, the police looking into like, what's their business? Because the police were like, what's the person's business? What do they do? And then we're like, oh, we don't really know. There's motorbikes coming in and out. All this weird stuff's going on. Something about Thailand, all this stuff, right? And then I think the neighbor's just like, shit, I'm going to like back out of this. Like, the police are now coming to my house.
Damn.
suddenly police will be like, oh, yeah, no, okay, we know that place.
Small tie-in
Yeah,
to
exactly.
gaming because, you know, we're a gaming podcast.
Yeah,
I
no
had my
shit.
PS3 stolen way back when, along with my laptop that I used to use for a little bit for gaming back then as well.
Yeah.
And I got the police over. They did a report. They took fingerprints, yada, yada, yada. And then they're like, look, if you got serial numbers, get in touch with us. It makes it easy to track them. I'm like, great. I'll look them up. Took about a week. Finally found the serial numbers for my laptop, for my PS3, etc. Called them up. No, we don't have your file. Like, they lost everything I
Yeah.
had given them. Every single piece of information I had given them, they couldn't find. Maybe they scribbled it on a notepad or something. Yeah, of course I never got the stuff back. I didn't expect it to get back, but I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh, my saved games, man. And this was
See,
before cloud saves.
Mike, depending on what
Oh,
time of your life that happened, if it happened another time in your life, you'd probably
Good time
be
of my
happy.
life, man.
You'd probably be happy.
I
because
know,
you're like,
I
I
know,
don't play
yeah.
games anymore.
Someone
They
else
did me
can
a
get addicted
favour.
to this shit. Man, we're blurry. Anyway,
I know. Hey, I know. I'm checking like why it's not come good. Anyway, sorry guys.
that's okay.
That reminds me. I know we're way off topic now, but remember
watching
when we were
us.
doing year 12? That's how old we are. This is like
God.
decades ago.
Like 1970.
How you had to actually get one of the teachers to take your power cable so you wouldn't use your computer and stuff.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah. So did you know about this, Swinny?
No.
I don't want to say the teachers' names, but one of the key teachers that we like, when it was getting to crunch time, you're like, oh, I'm so addicted to the computer and everything. You actually brought in the power cable
Yes,
for the computer.
I did have to bring in the power
And you gave it
cable.
to
I
the
do
teacher and you
remember
said,
that now.
can you
Yeah.
give it back to me
Yeah, I remember
after the
that.
exams?
Hey, it worked. So,
I mean, like,
I mean, I've done that myself. Like, I'm at home, or okay, I really need to like focus on studying. Hey, I'll just put this in your room, like a family member, and then
Yeah.
like kind of
something, yeah.
gently remind me, hey, you've got studying to do. Like, if I come to try and get it, you know, but not giving it to the teacher. That's really, I don't know, like. Was that when you guys were like super teachers?
it's not me.
no.
What's it got to do with me?
I thought you were saying it was you.
No,
No,
it's
no,
Mike.
I was
It
the
was
one
Mike
that
who
Oh,
did it.
Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought
No,
you
no,
said
no,
you
it's-
both did it.
Oh,
It
okay.
wasn't. It's because who else was I going to give it to? I don't have the self-control for that. I had to give it to
That's
someone.
hilarious. That's
Someone
hilarious.
that's got authority and someone that I know is not going to give it back until I'm actually doing what I'm
I
supposed
do
to be
love
doing.
it. I reckon it's pretty
I
awesome.
think it's good.
Oh, well, it worked out for you in the end.
It did. You smashed it.
You got a career that you love.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, it's the best. Wake up every morning with a boner. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Why?
Can't wait to go to work tomorrow.
Okay,
Why
I've
are
got a
you going
question.
there? Why are you
I've got a
going there?
question.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
I've got a
My
question.
career's so
Change the
awesome.
topic. Change the topic. So this week, you know, I work on the run sheet for the show, prepare the
Mm-hmm. You're the
segments
editor in
and
chief? Mm-hmm.
thumbnails and everything. And I generally try to do a bit of work on the Saturday before that we record on a Sunday evening. And it's like I had to go to like an aquatic center with family. Now I'm not going to get into the situation behind it, but basically I had time to kill, so I had the laptop there, and it was kind of next to the pool and everything. Really, really weird situation, but it was cool, relaxing. But it made me want to ask you guys a question, completely unrelated to gaming. If you had to choose between a day at the beach or a day at like the pool, and let's say it's a decent public pool, right, and a decent beach,
top tier beach and top tier pool.
yeah, what would you choose? What would be your water location of preference between the two?
And by the way, I think I've solved the problem on the blurriness.
I'm slightly less blurry.
I had
now,
this
I
window
think.
open and it was like downloading the highest definition stream of the stream itself. So I was streaming it out to the internet and then watching it back. Anyway,
Can I just quickly do a
I've
shout
got
out
an
to
answer.
Joe and Mitza? Sorry if I pronounced the username.
Jesus Christ!
Well, I just wanted to give a shout out.
Get it?
Okay.
You wanted this question a week.
I just
No,
want to say,
try.
I just want to
try.
say, this chocolate milk is not that good. If you're in Australia, don't drink this chocolate milk.
That's it. Ending the show now.
All right, let's go on to the Australia review.
So, come on. So I would say the beach.
The beach.
Beach all the way, baby. Beach all the way.
Beach all the way.
Now, I've been to like
even
some
though I don't like the
pools.
beach, I just like pools less.
I've been to pools in Las Vegas, Miami, all a bunch of other places. but-
Oh, bloody da!
But the beach.
Was this with your senior stakeholders from?
Hey, that's hey,
We've got
hey,
a
hey,
big
hey,
Swimmer over here.
That's behind the scenes chat. That's behind the scenes chat. Yeah, no, I think the beach for sure. The beach for sure.
yeah,
the
the
pool's
beach, sure.
good. The pool,
it's
I
okay.
think if you're younger, the pool's kind of cool as well though, because you can drink and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but I'm fat and I can't swim properly. So at least
well, what?
seawater
You're gonna be like a beach
keeps me
whale at the beach.
afloat.
What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
because it keeps me afloat. Because it's seawater.
Oh, like the Dead Sea.
Normal pool, straight to the bottom. I drown.
That's true. That is actually true. It's much easier to swim in the ocean, I think.
Way easier.
How about you, Swinny? What do you prefer?
I definitely prefer the pool because I just
can take
like
your
to
laptop.
me like
It's a
I
controlled
don't mind
environment. You like the control. You're a
don't,
control freak.
No, I don't mind the beach,
are.
but just like sand can get really bloody annoying, and the salt water
fair
is
point.
really frustrating if you get it up your nose and stuff.
And on your laptop.
So yeah, totally. Can you imagine me sitting with the
it.
table,
That's what
like
you
a
were doing
trestle
there.
table on the beach next to the ocean?
Well, I
next
actually
time?
could imagine that, and I could also imagine how while you were supervising the children, you were supposed to supervise.
I was not
well.
supervising children.
And I
so
agree,
needed to confirm that.
Swinny.
Question then. I have a question
Sand
then.
is very coarse and rough. It's irritating. It just gets everywhere.
Gets
Everywhere.
It gets everywhere. Yeah, go on, Mike.
What were you doing with just the laptop at a local
Mike.
swimming
No,
pool?
Mike.
I'm
Mike.
trying to-
Jesus, what did I say at the start? So I'm not going to explain the situation. All right. I was there with family, but I wasn't required to monitor children. So it's not
You're
like I was
he's
shirking
helping
my
out. He's
responsibility
helping
and
out.
they're drowning in the deep
Okay.
end. Okay.
He's not the
Okay.
primary carer. He's
Yes,
just helping out.
yes.
He's being a
So
good,
you were
good uncle slash
next
father
time-
slash
Cool.
friend.
Next time, listen when I like to say that stuff because it's very clear I said I wasn't going to explain the situation.
Mike is like, this is a novel idea. Listen. Wait, so I take what you say and then remember it and apply it to what I do?
What? What crazy talk is this? Anyway, we should probably go back to gaming as fun
right,
as
yeah.
pool is.
Now that we got a really good resolution on you guys, let's go to the B-roll size where you're micro. But we're going to jump straight into what we're playing and what we're reviewing. So this week we checked out the latest gaming sensation, post-apocalyptic cyberpunk cat adventure game, Stray. So, Swinny, do you want to read out your little pun line here? I missed it.
No, I only wrote it for you, and you
Okay.
decided to throw
No,
it
I
to
missed
me,
it. No,
so-
because I was putting
Is
it
it a
up.
shallow catastrophe? Or did it whisker us away?
Oh, very, very nice
you,
writing,
Mike.
Swinny.
Thank you.
Very good
Oh,
writing.
yeah. Cat puns. Very original.
What? I like cat puns. Cat puns are awesome.
Catastrophe. Came up with that all myself.
Yeah, but or did it whisker us away? That's a good line.
I didn't hear the whisker one before.
I
That's
am
really good.
offended that you put it in italics, like as if we're not going to understand it. But
I got to try to emphasize, you know. It's like if you
Thanks,
haven't
Dad.
noticed at the start of the show, I started bolding some letters to get you the whole Ron Burgundy of games.
it worked, though. It worked. So, status, we all have played this game.
We have indeed.
Swinny and I have beaten it. Mike,
I have
you-
not beaten it. So,
Okay.
not that we ever give spoilers on the show, but I have not beaten it. And even though I think I will love it the most.
Yes, I think that's true.
And I do so far.
So before we jump into the various aspects of the game, do you want to give the overall impression, Swinny?
Yeah, look, I mean, this is a game that when I first saw it, I can't remember if it was revealed as part of State of Play, but I know that it was a major feature of one of them. That I thought, oh, this looks cool, but also like I didn't go, oh, I have to play this game, whatever, and like it, But I guess when I actually played it as part of PS Plus, because it expires today, I think. So
Yeah,
I had
you had
like
like a
2
day
days
left.
left. And spoiler, it's not a long game, so I could
No.
complete it in that time frame.
Pretty short, I heard.
I was really, really, really surprised and pleased by it. I thought it was a really fun adventure, and there's some really great parts to it. There's some parts that are like maybe could have been expanded on a little bit, but I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. And we should correct just a couple of things. We both clocked the game. Sorry, I think I said beat it. Sorry,
Thank
it's
you.
very confusing. Sorry.
Clocked. Get the terminology correct.
And I
There's
also
a
like how
correction for an audience of 2. That one.
no. The chat actually literally said clocked. So I
Thank you.
had to correct the record. The other one is I love how Swinny goes spoilers, but it's like in the same breath. He says spoilers. The game is short.
You'll live.
You got no time. Yeah. So overall, like, look, I think one thing for me is I'm always banging on about games are way too long, right? So I almost felt like I have to buy this game. So I bought it. It's like 40 Australian dollars. I think I got a discount code to get cheaper, eShop money or whatever for PlayStation. And what is that, about 30 US dollars? It's super short, like in the relative grand scheme of, modern video games. Like, so much of this game I actually love, but I do not love this game. Now, I really like this game. Like, I think it's a very solid game. I can understand how people really love this game. I definitely don't love it.
I love
right?
cats.
But there's heaps of elements to the game that I really, really love. So it's a funny one for me. But how about you, Mike? You're like, how many hours into the game are you?
Look, less
like
than
an
an
hour or
hour, I
something,
reckon.
or- yeah.
So don't take my word for it. But I have to say, it's probably the hardest Souls-like game I've played so far. Very surprised by that. Look, the reason I didn't play it as much as I wanted to is, first of all, I obviously bought it too, so to speak. But the way I bought it is I just upgraded to PS Extra for $22 for whatever the rest of the membership is, and then you can play the game for free. So I thought you had extra or something. I guess
I've got Essential.
realize.
So you need to have
So I
extra
had
or deluxe
Essential.
or premium.
Yeah, that's right. So if you got extra or deluxe, I had Essential, and then when I went to look for the game on the app, it said you can get it for extra, and I'm like, all right, let's see what that is. And I tapped the button, and it goes, for $22 you can upgrade to extra. I'm like, it's no brainer. The game is $22. Hell yeah! So I got it. Now the reason I didn't play too much is because I'm playing it with my girlfriend, and it's not super hard. But this weekend it was really hard to align our schedules properly. But she's, massively into cats, as am I. So as a result, we have to play it together. And so far, we've really loved, although it gets a little scary at times, I gotta say. A little scary at times. And I felt really bad for the kitty. But so far, I love it. It's so unique, so different. The concept is awesome. Controls were really cool. Looks beautiful. Love the little sort of touches in it, sort of the humor, the atmosphere. It's such a unique experience. Like it's relatively rare that you come across a game that just makes it feel really unique and really captures you and captivates you in the way it's done. So far, I love it. I'm really looking forward to playing more.
Just before we go on, just on the PS Plus element, so this game is available as part of the second and third tier of PS Plus now, which is also kind of
Fourth.
gives me the shits because I reckon maybe it would have been the base tier previously. Who knows? But for me, one quirk of the system, Mike, because for you it's $22. For me, when it
upgrade,
goes, do you want to upgrade? It's $180. And I was like,
Why?
what
That's
the
weird.
fuck?
Why?
No,
Yeah.
because my membership goes so long into the future
Oh,
that I have to
'cause
upgrade for every, this is the problem that
Yeah,
other
yeah,
people
yeah, I
had
remember
where
we
it's
talked
like
about that, yeah.
$1,000 to upgrade, right?
Yeah.
So I was like $180 to upgrade. Because if it was like $30, I would be like, maybe I'll do it and I'll try the PlayStation 1 games just to shit on it again. But alas, it's just so much.
No
it's kind
brainer
of
for me.
strange that you can't maybe upgrade for a month or so and then go back to the old tier. I don't know. It's tricky, but
Let's get back. Let's not stray away from the.
yeah, let's not let the
game at
conversation
hand.
stray. Look, like again, I think it's well worth the money, even like for the experience.
totally.
It's cool. I agree. I think from the
it is.
experience, you can see elements of lots of other games, but because you have the cat as your perspective, it does shape the world and what you're doing. And it's actually in this game, Swinny, I don't know if you found this, but if you jump between games, going to regular style FPS and all these other kind of style games, and then go to this, it's very almost jarring, the perspective. You're like, oh shit, like I'm so low to the ground, like everything's so big,
Well, I literally played this in one session, so
Wow.
I didn't.
Damn.
Well,
Swinny's a
also really
gamer.
captured you,
it's not
though.
very
He's a
long,
gamer.
so
No, it's
you
not
can
very long,
definitely
but
do
it's
that.
Still, it's I struggle to sometimes play, for 4 or 5 hours in one block nowadays.
Yeah.
It was 3.5 hours for me.
Wow.
So, well,
Okay,
that
that's
is still a long play session for a lot of people, especially if they've got kids and stuff. For a lot of people, this is easily something they can clear in a night if they just sit down.
They
and don't
can, but
realise
like I spend so much time just meowing in the first area at the other cats. Like I probably spent 15 minutes just meowing at the other cats and looking around, and then we're chatting to my girlfriend about cats, and then I won't spoil anything, but there's a part where you get something put on you. That's exactly what happens with a cat when you put a harness on a cat. If you've ever put a harness on a cat, they
The
do
footage
exactly the same.
footage literally has the cat wearing a
Yeah,
harness, so
yeah,
I wouldn't worry
yeah.
about
It's
that.
pretty early in the game, that part.
Yeah.
It's pretty early then. Yeah, cool. So it's pretty cute
Yeah.
though that they
I-
have these little touches that are so real.
Yeah, I love the detail in the environments they put in this game. Like this game is absolutely gorgeous. I think it is just like feast for the eyes. And considering that it's not a big studio, this is
No,
a
indie.
AAA
Totally
release. I think it's awesome, and there's just so much. Again, like there's so many things you can climb on that just have no purpose with what you need to do in the game. It just allows you to climb up there and knock stuff off a shelf, for instance.
Did you guys do a lot of that?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did
stacks
as
of
much
that.
as I could because I feel like I'd be an
Yeah.
asshole cat if I was a cat.
The one thing, and like obviously the cat animation's fantastic and stuff. I think, and this is a small knock. It's more that like if I'm talking about the graphics, it's the only thing that I didn't think they nailed 100% was actually the cat's face.
Oh, I'm fully supporting you here, Swinny.
Yeah.
Go on.
Because a lot of you see the cat
Preach.
and a
Preach.
lot of the animation is really great and very cat very realistic. But then there's times, especially in cutscenes, where you'll see the cat's face and it just kind of breaks the immersion a bit. I just feel they didn't nail that part of it.
So I totally agree. Because it's on the topic, let's go into the art and stuff like that as well. But the game looks gorgeous. There's so many cool features of it. I love the style. I love the sort of the robot creatures and entities in the world, and how many the game wears its inspiration on its sleeves big time, right? Apple and all this other kind of stuff, like a Macintosh. It's super obvious and it's cool. I like the way they do it, but there's many times in this game where I was just to be clear, I think this studio did a great job. Really, really enjoyed the game. Not knocking it. I highly recommend it. But man, sometimes I'm looking at the cat. I'm this is a PS3 high level graphics cat. The movement of the cat is perfect, but the model and the fur and everything. And I actually, Swinny, had to go through the settings. I'm maybe it's in performance mode and I have to go to quality mode to get better quality fur or something, or just a better looking cat, because it looks very. I agree, man. It looks kind of shit, to be honest. So much so that I felt wow, okay, this cat looks kind of average, right? It's
I don't
one part of the
disagree.
game. I feel they if they somehow outsourced it and got some more advanced modeling for it, would make a big difference, in my opinion, actually.
Part of it could be the lighting used in this as well. But I have to admit, yeah, okay, I noticed there were certain parts of the facial features, especially having cats, that weren't quite right, but I enjoyed it so much that it never felt like a distraction so far. Maybe it will later, but so far, not once did I really think, oh, this is distracting or it's annoying.
It's a minor quibble. I'm not saying it's a major
Same,
thing. It's
same.
just part of the presentation, because otherwise, I love everything else about the way this game looks and animates and stuff.
Same. I think this game looks better than some AAA games.
Oh, totally.
So like,
Really good
it's
way
not
to
knocking the overall game. It's just totally agree that one element. There's a few cutscenes, Swinny, and they're all like real time, where it like zooms, like really focuses in on the cat, and I was just like, nah, probably shouldn't do that. Like, maybe back out a little bit. The cat doesn't look good enough to do that. So,
But speaking of presentation, I think one thing that I noticed straight away, in a positive way, is the game, at least at the very start, guides you visually of where you need to go extremely well, without annoying tutorials where it's like, go here, go here. But it's still kind of, you can go here, with neon signs, with clearly sort of the color that captures your eyes. I found that really interesting, that I consciously realized, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I consciously sort of realized that it highlights points of interest like that, and it feels organic within the world as opposed to feeling completely artificial with waypoints and shit like that. So I thought that was really cool the way they did that bit.
One of my favorite things about this game is the way it uses like the PS5 controller. And
Yeah,
stuff like that.
DualSense.
I guess PS4 would be the same in the sense that like you can feel and hear the cat purring through the speaker of the controller. Like stuff like that is just really cool. Those nice touches that not everyone's obviously going to experience if they're playing on PC or potentially if it comes to other platforms later. But I just really like that. Just those touches, I think, just really kind of they're those little moments that just make the game feel special.
and that's actually the element of the game I almost love the most, that they've added all these little points of detail and interaction and just fun things. It's like, oh, why don't we do this? Like, there's one part where you can and it's not a major spoiler or anything, it's just an interaction element. You can jump up on one of the robot dudes, and it's like a whole scene that they've built for it, like where the cat will sit there and then his face will turn into like a love heart. And it's just like, you don't need to do that, but to me that's like a lot of love, care, attention in the game. And again, like, just such a cool part of it. That DualSense stuff obviously is exclusive to PS5. You probably see it a lot more later, Mike.
Well, but the speaker stuff would still happen in the PS4 though, wouldn't it?
no, I don't think it does.
Really?
I think it's only
Even though they've
PS.
got the speaker on the controller. That's
Pretty
weird.
sure that's what I'm reading,
Okay.
because it's all the vibrations and the sounds and everything. They all did that. They all built that around specifically the DualSense. I think it was one of the reasons why they wanted to do it on the PS5 rather than other platforms. So yeah, like that part of it's cool. How'd you find the music, Swinny, and like the sound design and scape?
I mean, the sound design sounded fine, but I honestly don't remember any of the music. So I don't know if that's what you're insinuating, but I don't remember it. So
It's not iconic in that sense.
Yeah,
then.
it's definitely not. I don't think it's kind of like that. I don't even know how. It's almost like just exactly what I think you'd expect if you said neon, Hong Kong Kowloon, gritty cyber cat kind of thing. It's like the music. What is that AI machine that you can just type things in? A crayon or something like that, isn't it? Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like a bit auto-generated. I wasn't like the biggest fan of that, and then like overall for you, Swinny, like given that you've clocked the game as well as I have, lengthwise, story-wise, how'd you find it ultimately?
look, I don't think it didn't outstay its welcome for me. So it was a good length. I do think I think the price, if I paid it full price,
Which I did.
I'd probably maybe want a little bit more meat to it. Maybe like I didn't do all the side activities, but I did a bunch of them, and then I saw kind of what is involved in them. I think maybe there could be a little bit more meat on its bones if you would have if I was paying full price for it, basically. As a game that I played as part of the PS Plus service, I have no issue at all with the length. It was great. So
Yeah. For me, it's like I've never really been a believer that you need to just pad games out, given that, hey, I've spent $80, so I want to get 20 hours out of this. That's just me personally.
I know. I just think it's a bit short for that price, my opinion. But that's
No. I just have a different opinion. Like, I totally respect that. That's how you feel about it. I think for me, it's just that I didn't love the game, right? So then if you don't love a game, any game kind of starts to be a bit like, oh my God, there's so many other games out there that I could love that, it all feels like, hey, I've spent too much. But again, I do want to support games like this, like where they try to challenge the mainstream of gaming from being, I honestly, Swinny, I was just, when I was playing this game, one part of me was thinking about Ubisoft, because some of the devs used to be at Ubisoft. And I'm like, man, if Ubisoft was involved in this, number one, the UI would be like over the top, right? There'd be so much shit and direction point to where you need to go and way more overemphasis of stuff like that. And then I feel like they would just pad the fuck out of this game. Like there's a little bit of that I found. So I don't know if you found that. Like sometimes it was like, collect this, give this to that, do this, give that to this, and it's like
I think the game needed more of that, to be honest.
oh, see, yeah, but this is why you're a Ubisoft man and I'm not.
No,
I was
I'm not a Ubisoft man. I just think the game needed a bit more content to it. In my opinion.
Cat
interesting.
Creed.
Yeah.
I could see
Like
the
I was
structure
okay
of how
again.
you
Like
could
I
build
was
it.
okay with the length of the runtime of like just playing through the story.
Yeah,
I just feel for the asking price, it's a bit much.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I think I like it. I actually personally didn't want it to be longer. I was like, meh, I felt like this is a perfect length for this game. The one thing last thing I wanted to mention and then throw it to you guys is, I actually really, and you wouldn't have seen this yet, Mike, but Swinny, I actually really loved that there were certain mechanics in the game that they introduced. And it was almost like a little bit like a Nintendo thing where here's a mechanic, you can do this in the game, and then it just goes away. And they bring other things in. And I'm like, I actually loved that. I was kind of, I think the obvious answer is like, oh, it's a build up. Like you get more and more powers or more abilities. This is very light spoilery territory. But they really didn't do that. And I actually love that about this game. That was almost one of my favorite things about it.
yeah, no, I think I was really happy with that as well because it allowed them to also build a story around that stuff. So it's not like power creep, where you're constantly having to give more and more harder obstacles because the character is getting more and more abilities. You can scale it back and bring it back down to, I guess, like almost where you were at the start of the game,
Yeah,
that
no,
kind
for
of
sure.
thing. So.
But any closing
Question.
comments from you guys?
I do have a question. Is there an achievement for scratching rugs?
Yes, there's like an achievement for scratching everything, I think, in the game. Like that can be scratched.
Okay.
And then-
Damn.
Yeah, trophies, we should say. Swinny's giving us
Trophies, sorry,
glaring at us.
I was literally not
How
even looking at the
dare-
screen. I don't know what you're talking about.
He had to look away from it. He had to
I was
avert.
looking at
No, he had to avert
Signal.
his eyes from the screen because he was so angry. He had to stare out to the side. How dare they say achievement?
I'll
It's
just let you
trophies.
boil in your own.
No, I didn't
stupidity
mean
with
to
that
make a
comment.
joke. I actually didn't mean to make a joke or anything, but no, because it's interesting.
They
Not all
can.
cats do that. My cat doesn't.
What, get
do that.
achievements or?
No trophies. My cat doesn't scratch anything other than the scratching post sometimes, whereas his sister scratches the hell out of everything. When she came to my place for a few days, I found her hanging on my clothes in the cupboard and stuff like that, like literally just hanging onto them. That's the kind of shit that she does. Yeah,
That's actually
and it was really
awesome.
funny. Actually, I'll just quickly finish with that story. She also, I couldn't find her. I was like, where the hell is she on the second day? I'm like, what the hell? Like, I cat-proofed the entire house, I thought. Could not find her anywhere. And then I realized the only place she possibly could have gone to is she jumped onto the fridge and then went behind the cavity that goes into the roof space. So I'm like, shit, I'm in trouble now. I was supposed to mind her. She ended up falling through the vent in the laundry. There's a little vent hole. She was trying to get back in. She literally just like bang, fell through it and came back inside. Anyway, so that's a little story about cats at my place.
And there concludes our review of Stray.
Good game. Play it.
On to another game that we're playing this week. This week, the Big Wig crew got down and dirty
Oh yeah.
and then got
Just
hella
naked.
clean as we had a crack
I didn't even
at
take a shower since then.
Powerwash Simulator. So, boys, we've been playing this a little bit. This is a part of
We have.
Xbox Game Pass.
Played a
PC,
bit solo,
and
played a bit
console.
together.
Yeah, we played a bit of solo, but then we decided we'll have a threesome, a throuple, and jump into the co-op game. And
Powerwash Throuple.
Powerwash Throuple. That's the title right there.
And what's the verdict, boys?
And hey, this game's fun. I can't deny it. Hey, like, join the Discord. Maybe we can open up the game, Swinny. Maybe we can try to get 6 people in there. How's that?
This game is a blast.
Yeah.
It is all it,
More
and it
puns,
is,
man. More puns.
and it is even more fun with mates. Like because I
It
played
is,
through
yeah.
a number of missions solo, like the week it came out last week, and then we only got around to playing it yesterday for the first time in multiplayer, and it's a whole different experience. It's not so lonely sitting there cleaning a playground by yourself. You're actually just chatting away as you're doing the stuff. It's really, really fun.
It's surprising. It's ridiculously fun, actually. Like, I don't understand how it is so fun doing
if you
it.
guys have power
with you
washed a
guys.
lot in real life, like doing it with you guys, I don't understand how anything can be fun. But
I've not
if you
done
power
power
wash,
washing in real life.
Haven't you? Haven't you power washed in
dude,
real life?
it is
I-
incredible.
That's power wash.
Even if I power washed, right? I hadn't had the same experience I wouldn't have had the same experience where I'm doing it for 2 hours straight in a castle mini golf course. All right.
Once you start power washing, you don't stop, so you don't know.
No,
You've never
that's
power
true.
washed.
It's true.
Don't
I've
knock it
used
till you try
multiple
it.
power washers, and it is
the mini golf course in my
an
backyard.
amazing
you know?
experience.
So should we explain what this game is?
Probably.
The title is probably
unless it's obvious.
self-explanatory.
Sure.
Wow, no, but we didn't really say Power Wash Simulator.
Fair
So,
point.
Mike, explain this game in 100 words or less.
Okay, so the purpose of the game is you have power washers, which I think we're all familiar with, and you have to clean a bunch of objects, as well as locations. So in the B-roll right now, you got to clean a van, but then you have to clean an entire playground or an entire mini golf course, and that is the game.
Yeah, that's about 60 words.
Nice,
That's
nice
good.
work, Mike.
I'm not sure if you explained it. I was just focusing on the words so much. trying to
I
catch
try
it.
to explain it. It's literally power washing in a game, and you think, how is that going to work? Well, actually, honestly, I think it can work because before this game before I even touched this game and I heard about it, I'm like, man, this is totally my kind of game, and it
Yeah,
turned
I
out to
know.
be totally my kind of game.
I will say that unlike a lot of other simulator games, you can play this with, basically this game is so simple and it's
Yeah.
only got a few different mechanics and it's got like upgrades and different types of nozzles and stuff. But other than that and like a soap system, it is so straightforward. Whereas we talked quickly on the show a few weeks ago about Farming Simulator where you jump in that and that is an overload of like, okay, there's lots of systems and stuff going on. Whereas this is like, I just sit here and just clean shit, like you don't need to like learn stuff. You just clean.
It's pretty much.
We're getting to a big week in sim gaming at the moment.
It is pretty
with all
much
the-
big because
Because I'm playing Lawnmower Simulator the other
Yeah,
week.
exactly. I was
And I was
that
playing
too.
House Flipper.
You were playing House Flipper. I was playing Car Mechanic Simulator. I wish you could bring some of these together. Like, I wish Power Washing
The Sim
existed in Car
universe.
Mechanic Simulator.
The
Like
Sim
a Sim
metaverse.
universe. Why live my
Oh.
life? Why power wash in real life? My girlfriend's like, dude,
'Cause
there's
it
an
actually
entire
cleans
freaking
things?
backyard in there you need to power wash. Nah, it's not the same. I don't make money doing that shit outside. I make money in this game.
I was actually going to power wash today, but it wasn't hot
hot
enough. So it wasn't going to like dry out enough. So there you go, Swinny. Power washing
I
in
don't think it matters.
IRL.
Power washing doesn't need to dry.
Nah, dude, you know how wet it is where I live? It's crazy at the moment. I don't want to make it even wetter. But yeah, no, this game's really awesome. And I agree with you, Swinny. You can kind of just jump straight into this game, play it. Like the other games are really over the top in my opinion. But for me, when I played this game solo, I was like, okay, whatever. It's kind of a bit boring after a while. Like I can understand how you could keep playing it, but it just wasn't for me. But co-op, there's some element of it just shit talking each other's cleaning and like, just the different strategies.
Yes.
quote
Can we
unquote,
talk about
the min
can we talk
maxing
about
that you
the
guys
strategy?
do?
Yeah, before we talk about min maxing, let's talk about the way we do things. So Swinny, if I may say so,
Just goes
runs around
Spraying
randomly spraying whatever the hell he feels
Anyone
like
in his way who
spraying.
sprays.
Damn,
Does
straight.
whatever the hell he
Sprays.
does.
80,
doesn't
20.
finish anything.
No, it doesn't
I
finish
get it to
anything.
like 97% and I move the
pisses off,
fuck off.
yeah.
97.
Too hard.
But some shit wasn't even like 97. It was like
Nah,
just
90,
random sprays
80,
everywhere.
80.
If that. And then we have to go and bloody figure out
We
where
have
the
to
hell
finish. We're the polishers.
you need to finish it. To
He's the
polish
fluffer.
everything.
I
Whereas
mentioned
we're like,
giving
we
you guys the
meticulously
credit
pick an area,
for like
do an
I'm giving
item.
you guys credit to like getting that ping when you do like a clean section.
I didn't
You
get
get
hear that.
That's why. That's
Oh,
why.
well.
And the UI is not like strong enough to be able to notice it. I'm just
Well,
like-
I don't know. This is where we differ. Swinny and I think agree that the UI is actually pretty good.
I said it's pretty
clearly
good. I said
indicates
it
what
could
you
be a
need
lot
to
better.
do. I guess. I don't know. I don't have any concerns.
What do you- wait, what is your point then?
With it. Well, my point is I actually think it's really good. I think it shows you everything you need to know. And it's for a game that's basically I guess an indie game in that sense, it's surprisingly not that buggy. I haven't really had any issues. I'm surprised that, you don't come across getting to 99%, and then it's impossible to get that 1%.
It hasn't been buggy like that.
Hasn't been buggy at all. And on top of that, if you have the 99, you can highlight that item, and it flashes so you can find it. And it's not obvious where it's like it's super easy, but it's hinting enough that you can still find it and finish the job, which I think is really cool.
One thing I forgot to say in the Stray review, so it's not going to make sense for this clip, is that I had a lot of bugs in Stray, actually. Like, I got caught in the walls 2 times, where I actually had to reset the game to get out. And there were some other bugs that I had. Did you have anything like that, Swinny?
I had a couple of the enemies get stuck in the wall, but because you can just run past them, it didn't matter.
Well, I had a T-posing thing as well.
What, the cat was T-posing?
No, not the cat. That would have been awesome.
That would have been so cool.
Was it long cat or whatever?
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to this, very fun game. I think this would be hilarious with 6 people. I couldn't imagine the mini golf course with 6 people. But hey, Swinny and Mike, and guys on the show, are there other levels? Because when I was like selecting things for co-op, it was only like 3 or 4 levels.
Well, I don't know if you unlock more for co-op. I mean, certainly story-wise, it's quite a few. And just looking at screenshots online, there's quite a few levels.
I've seen at least like 7, 8 levels. Like not counting just the vehicle ones, like the one that's in the footage. I've seen other screenshots and like I've loaded into levels and just didn't play through them and stuff. So, yeah. I don't know how many there are.
It's a good amount of content so far.
Okay. It's kind of a bit annoying you can't just play through all of it if you're playing co-op. You know what I mean?
That's true. And 6-player co-op would be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of like thinking about 6-player, but what are we going to play? We've only got one more thing to do from memory.
I'm sure you can restart. You can restart stuff, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to do the mini golf course again.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I've already cleaned it.
If you get more free play levels as you play through the career, it wouldn't surprise me.
Possible, yeah.
Wow.
But you know what? It's the kind of game where it's interesting. As much as I love it, I don't want it to overstay its welcome. I think I don't think I'll even get through all the content that the game has, to be honest. It's really good while you play it.
You don't think you'll clock it?
I don't think I'll clock it. But the problem with a game like this is it's seriously, and I'm not even saying this as a joke, it's made me question my life. I'm playing this game and I'm literally going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Playing a virtual power washing simulator when there's so much to do. There's literally actual power washing I need to do.
And my reaction is, yeah, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I'm playing Power Wash Simulator, baby.
Dude, Mike, it's 24 hours to beat this game. On how long?
Shit, that is a lot.
How long to beat? So it's a whole day of your life to beat it.
But it can take, like, if the technique is as rubbish as the dude in the B-roll.
Oh, you think his technique's rubbish? He's not too bad, is he?
That's pretty bad.
This is me. This is my play.
You can go way quicker than that.
Yeah, this is Intergot.
You can go way quicker than that.
Oh, okay. Very offensive the way you just called me out like that.
You shut up.
It is. Hey, you can see my full name up in the top left.
What, Tire?
Yeah. So what more to say about this game? I thought it was pretty good. Is it in early access or was it was in early access?
It was in early access. It launched into Game Pass with the full release. And just reiterate what you said. Like, this is on Game Pass if you've got it. Give it a shot, man. It's just good fun. Even if you only play it for like an hour and a half or something, like it's just a chill. It's a chill session.
Bloody 10 hours later.
It's true. Like, I do get the whole. Like, I'm keeping it on my computer just in case we play co-op because there was fun. I'll give it credit for that. But I could imagine listening to a podcast or like a really long audio book or something and doing it and playing it. Like, I can get that element of it because sometimes now, you know, the way we've all been conditioned, it's almost hard to just sit down and listen to an audiobook or read a book. It's like you have to do 2 things at once, you know what I mean, Mike? It's like our brains are conditioned to do that now.
Well, it's not that... I played quite a bit of this by only focusing on this. And the only reason why absolutely. I can play these games no problem. The only reason why I ended up putting something else on, which is kind of dry, was learning how the energy star rating systems for houses work, like down to the details of the R rating for the insulation.
The 2 most exciting things: Power Wash and reading about the definition of energy
slab insulation works.
You know what you need to do, Mike? You need to reposition this in your TV in front of a wall, then paint the wall, so you can also watch paint dry at the same time as doing all those things.
Nice.
Hey, actually, Mike, just before you finish,
really interesting.
Before you finish, though, could you imagine VR Power Wash Simulator?
I was thinking exactly that. It'd be freaking awesome. It'd be so cool. I would love it.
That's like
So
IRL.
anyway, brilliant game for what it is. I actually could see this blowing up on
Well,
Twitch.
it already has.
Oh, it already
Yeah, a
has.
shitload
Okay,
of people
cool. There you
playing
go.
it. And Stray.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no
both.
wonder. No wonder.
Yeah.
It's fun because you do it, you chill, you chat, you talk shit. It's really
This
cool.
game was actually pretty popular with streamers like in early access as well. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
been popular
Sorry,
for a while.
don't follow
Actually, I have to
streamers, unfortunately,
say,
but-
you know, like with Fortnite, right? I have to say, if you had a version of this with like 100 people, that would, come on, you know that.
we're talking. Yeah.
Powerwash Battle Royale.
You have to admit that would be pretty fucking cool. That
But
would
I
be
feel like it needs. I don't know. It needs.
Clean the Empire State Building jetpacks or something.
Yeah, maybe that'd
Yeah.
be sick. But I feel like
cool.
the game needs something to entice you, because there was no. I don't. You didn't earn extra money. I don't think, which is good because it's a co-op game, right? It's not designed to be a competitive game, but you don't have any incentive to do more work. This isn't. It's not bloody communism. Well, it is technically communism. You just sit there and it's like, well, Swinny can do fuck all while we sit there meticulously.
Hey, I was
Oh,
cleaning.
No,
I
you did,
wasn't
you
cleaning
did,
in the
you
way you
did.
guys wanted me to, but I was
After a
damn
while,
cleaning.
you were cleaning shit. But what I'm saying, there's no incentive to do a really good job, or do it quicker, or do more, or whatever. Which honestly, I don't mind. It's just I think it wouldn't suit itself for like 100 because there's no incentive there for 100 people to try. They need the competition.
This is getting into Splatoon territory, but I could imagine a Battle Royale version where it's like, you know, maybe, I don't know if it's 50-50. Maybe it's more like, you know, 25-75 or whatever it is. But a whole bunch of people are the cleaners and there are people who make the muck. So then the idea is like you go around into like little hidden corners, put some dirt somewhere that's really hard to find.
That sounds so frustrating.
But that sounds fun, right?
But that actually would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Even in this game, if they
Yeah.
added that mode. It'd
There
be
you
kind of
go.
fun.
Yeah, look,
Very
this
good,
is a
very
sequel.
good.
We're already coming up with a sequel for this.
Asynchronous Powerwash Simulator, competitive
Very
multiplayer.
good.
All right. Well, that's what we've been playing in terms of reviews and impressions. But what else have we been playing? Mike, what have you been playing this week? What else have you been
Look,
playing?
I'm going to go through it real quick because
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we're quite... we've got quite a lot to cover, and we've covered quite a lot. So I played Hellpoint, finished Hellpoint, finished the DLC of Hellpoint.
What's this game?
Hellpoint.
Go on.
Look, it's again. I'm not going to reiterate what I said last week. If you've been following it, feels janky at the start. Once you get into it, I just love it. I love it. DLC was actually really cool. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil it because I know you haven't played it, Swinny. There's a few cool bits about it. It's not all great, but there's a few really cool bits about it that I really enjoyed. So loved my time with it. Finished it, and I put it to bed. I think I put in the hours, done as much as I possibly could in the game, I think, minus a couple of small secret things that I know of, but I'm not going to bother doing. And yeah, highly recommend it.
Nice.
Other than that, I played a game that... Well, I started playing a game. See, I wouldn't even bother playing the B-roll. Put the B-roll on. I think it's...
Oh,
sweet
yes,
that
sir.
you
I've got stuff to talk
Yeah,
about.
no, he's
so
got-
go
he
ahead.
wants to talk about it.
Swinny can jump in because I didn't
Jesus.
end up playing this as much as I
Taking
wanted
over.
to. So, and the game is called As Dusk Falls. So, Swinny, give us the impressions. Butt in.
Okay.
He's a
I've
dictator.
actually-
He's a fucking big wing dictator now.
I'm actually like 2/3 of the way through the game. I was playing just
Wow.
before the show, actually. I actually really love this game. It's basically, if you think of it, it's like an Until Dawn. It's basically like it's almost like choose your own adventure, interactive, video game film in a way. But I just think it just does it really well. And I think what's hooked me is the story. It's got a very Fargo-esque style story, but minus like a humor component, but more like, okay, small town, shit goes down, stuff is just like out of control and things like that. And I'm just really interested in actually seeing where the story goes. And it's a great kind of game where you just sit down and you just like, you have your control nearby because there are some interactive elements that come up. But it's just like watching a really cool, like almost like double movie. Almost.
So is this what the game looks like? Like what we're watching in the B-roll?
Yes. Yeah, so
Okay.
initially when they first showed this off as part of like the Xbox, this is meant to be Mike's game segment, but now it's when you talk about
That's
it.
fine.
I wasn't like sold on the game, what didn't interest me at all, but within 10 minutes, it actually like the visual style like sunk in. I actually really like it. There's actually a lot more movement and like detail than you think just like looking at short parts of it. Like the character's hair does move and stuff like that. It's actually really, really, I think, cool style they've done with it, and it's actually pretty graphically impressive in some scenes. So,
Okay,
but
awesome.
Mike, you didn't play much of it, and
No, unfortunately, I didn't get, and that's because I ended up playing, and I forgot to put it into the run sheet on Switch. 300th. Shit, I don't even remember the name now.
But wait,
It's
are
a
you finished with what
Souls-like-
you're saying, Swinny? By the
Yeah,
way,
Swinny, sorry.
As
did you-
Dusk
I'm
Falls?
finished. But
Okay.
you
No, I
so you
thought you
didn't play
did,
this
yeah.
because you played another game. Okay.
Because I ended up getting distracted by that, and then I forgot to tell you, hey, I didn't really get to play much other than the very beginning of it. Anyway, the other game that we both also played, I believe.
Oh wow, I thought you were going to talk about this
one
other game.
too.
You're going all over the place, boy.
Oh, no,
So
jeez.
the other game is called Last Call
Oh,
BBS.
okay, you're going into that.
I am going into that, yeah. Nah, don't worry about the other one. So Last Call BBS it's interesting. It's
I want
I
to
don't
play
even know
this.
how-
I want to play this.
How I describe it, but it's very
It's a
cool.
sim.
It's
It's
unique.
a sim.
Well, you could call it a sim. So you connect to, it's sort of set, I don't know, it's set in like a parallel universe, early 90s, late 80s or something.
Well, it's not really set in that time, but basically you're playing a computer from that time. If that
yeah,
makes sense.
but
Yes.
it's not really
Playing on or playing as?
playing on.
You're using a computer
Oh, okay.
from
Yeah.
that time.
Oh,
But it's
I
not-
was like, wow, this is even interesting. I'm playing as a computer. Like, I'm
Sort
really
of
going to play
from
this
that
game.
time, but not. It's
Yeah.
it's obviously in an alternate universe, if you could call it that. And there's, as far as I played it so far, and I haven't clocked it.
Oh, you haven't clocked it yet?
It's a whole selection of little mini games that you can download through the BBS. So through the system that you connect to, the old school system where you dial into it and then you can like download the data and then you can play the game. Although the games look way more modern than something you would probably find back in those days. And some of them are really cool, including, and I'll let you talk about the infamous one that with a certain chest. One of the ones, for example, is you get these little Gundam style mecha bots, and you got to cut them out of the plastic, and you got to paint them, and you get little virtual tape to be able to airbrush certain parts, and it's really, I don't know, it's weird. Like you just spend half an hour or something, 45 minutes just putting this thing together, and it's strangely satisfying. I don't know why. Again, maybe it comes down to the whole thing like Powerwash Simulator, where it's just something satisfying about doing those things that normally you want to do in real life, but you just don't. Which games did you enjoy the most?
Well, yeah, like there's a game on there. It's the first game when you load up connect to that actual Last Call BBS. It's called Dungeons and Diagrams, and it's just a really cool. It's got like 64 levels. It's basically mixed between Picross and Minesweeper almost, but it kind of got its own elements where you've just got to map out a dungeon, but then it says, okay, an enemy has to be in a dead end, a chest has to be in a 3x3 square and stuff. And I spent hours and did every single puzzle of that bloody thing. And the infamous one was you're basing, so you can see it on the screen, the footage at the moment.
This one here, yeah.
You're basing like the rule off, okay, a chest has to be in a 3x3. So I spent an hour on a level and I'm like, this
Whoa.
does not make sense. Logically does not make sense. And it's because the chest was a little mimic and it would laugh every now and then. So it was actually an enemy in a freaking copy.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
That is so cool.
I really like Last Call BBS. It's fun.
Very cool, unique game.
It's cool because it tells a story as well and a pop-up little PDA style thing as you play through the games, and it tells a story of like the developers behind that game and everything's. It's basically you're playing cracked versions of these games where there's almost like a cracked. Those splash screens. You can see it on the screen right now. It's like with the
awesome.
music and everything.
Yeah,
It's so cool. It's really, really fun. So it's on Game Pass as
Do you think I'd enjoy this? I know that I can install it for free,
Yeah.
but I'm lazy.
well.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not something.
Cool
It's
bit
not
about
something
it,
you're
yeah.
probably going to play for more than a couple of hours.
Yeah, but just
Throuple
muck
was
around with
interesting
it.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might check it out. What I've been playing, number one, going back to Mania, as I'm going back into the office, I'm actually playing it on the train. Haven't had anyone ask me about it yet because, it looks a bit weird what I'm doing. That's such a cool game, man. I don't know if you played it, Swinny, Mania, but
Not yet. I've always wanted to try it.
yeah, you definitely should pick it up when you get your pocket. Also playing a bit of Baba Is You, but that's a really long game. I actually checked how many levels there are, and I'm like, holy shit. That is ridiculous. Like, I don't think I'll be able to clock this game. It's just too many levels.
Scratch that one off your resolution list.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's like, I don't know how long to beat says, but yeah, it feels like it's mega long. And then the last one that I've been playing this week is Monster Hunter Sunbreak, which I love. Back to that game. It's so grindy, so fun, so relaxing. I just realized that I got the B-roll, so you wouldn't be able to see any of that anyway.
I was just waiting for you to realize.
You bastard.
I saw it. It was for ants, but I did see it.
Mania.
What is this?
Did you see
For
that?
ants.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
now that
good.
the glare is not there. Yeah.
I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to angle. It's hard. And then Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
There we go.
Pretty-
I got
pretty
it in. I
visible,
got it
yeah,
in.
Very good.
Swinny, what have you been playing?
So I played through the rest of Dolmen. So I talked about Dolmen the other week. It's the new, relatively new sci-fi Souls-like that is not called Hellpoint that we're talking about in this episode. But basically, it is. Look, I had fun with this game. It's had very average reviews, and I can understand why. The game is kind of unremarkable in a lot of ways, but it's a very small team. If you love Souls likes, it's worth a try. I don't think it's probably worth a try at like full price though. It's got some really fun bosses, and I had a lot of fun with it. But if I had to do a tier list of like non-From Software Souls games, it would probably be on the lower end of those games. It's not.
Damn.
That's an idea. That's an idea.
I prefer it to something like Immortal Unchained or games like that. And honestly, I actually prefer it so far to Mortal Shell because I couldn't get into Mortal Shell. But Mortal Shell does seem like a technically better
Immortal
game.
Shell.
But yeah, look, Dolmen was fun. Just if you're into Souls games, maybe wait for it to go on special and then pick it up.
Definitely
Fair
gonna
enough.
pick this one up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's I heard mixed things about it as well. So maybe by the time I play it, they will improve it a little bit too.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
And I've just got some very quick ones I'm going to run through as part of my Game Pass stuff. So we mentioned last week that some of us had played My Friend Peppa Pig.
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah.
Like an hour of it.
I played like 20 minutes of it and said, I'm not playing any more of this game.
I played it with my
Really?
2-year-old.
That's
effectively.
surprising.
So
It barely feels like a video game.
I actually think so. Like for parents, not that any parents will be watching this, but I think it's
never know.
a good game for parents because I was playing it with my really little kid, and it's sort of like he was moving the little avatar that he made up around, and it's very like structured. You know what I mean? Like you can't die. Like a lot of these kids games, it's just not that good for kids. Like maybe a 5-6-year-old, but not any younger. So.
And to be clear, I'm playing every game added into Game Pass this year. So
And by the way, the
Other than
graphics look good in it.
Oh, Peppa Pig is actually visually
It's
awesome.
super impressive, actually.
So, but
It looks like an
I was-
episode. It's crazy.
I think back to the games I was playing when I was the age that this game is probably like targeted
Sextress.
towards.
But you're
And
not.
I was-
It's for 2 to 3-year-olds. Peppa
No,
Pig.
I was playing like games at that age, like on
2 to 3.
Atari 2600 and stuff like that. Yes, and they were and the games weren't like what I'm getting at with this. I wasn't planning on talking about this long. Was this game just is really just like that whole? It just feels like. I don't know, treating kids like idiots. I mentioned that in chat, and you're like, "What do you mean?" It's like
Because it's like you're trying
But the
to,
thing is,
you're
like,
trying to
video
gatekeep
games-
a 2-year-old.
No, but the point is, I was playing Sesame Street video games on my Atari that weren't treating you like a complete idiot like this
Sure,
game is.
sure.
But anyway, that's just my take.
But
It's a-
not everyone's so big brain. So
oh yeah, I was totally.
I'll be
brain as a
dead by
kid.
the time those kids grow up to take over the world. So who gives a
Talking
shit?
about another one was
Yeah.
that Paw Patrol game they put in Game Pass.
you got to put the full title in. Come on.
Nah, it doesn't deserve it. That game is trash.
Oh.
Wait, you played Paw Patrol?
Did you play any of that into God?
No, like so my
sorry,
older
what?
son loves Paw Patrol, but I haven't got it. It's like the movie tie-in game. He doesn't like games. He doesn't like games.
Yeah, nah, that's not a good game.
Wait, hang on. You played Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol?
Yeah, why not? He has to play all the games.
I'm trying out every game on Game Pass.
I think
Okay.
the game is called Paw Patrol the movie: Adventure City Calls.
Yeah, no, it should be called Bone Collector Simulator because that's all you bloody do in the game. And I played a couple more. So Matchpoint Tennis Championships.
Is that good?
I unfortunately every single tennis game I ever try to play, I try to play like Virtua Tennis.
Yeah,
and
I was
I
gonna
just
say
fail.
that.
I just fail.
Nothing even comes close to it.
And I
Virtua
just
Tennis
like
is
I
good.
I always knock the ball out because I'm trying to like do the angles I used to do in virtual tennis. It seems competent enough. It looks nice. It's got it's got like Nick Kyrgios and like it's got a bunch of players in there. But I just again like I think virtual tennis has kind of spoiled me in that style.
I have to say,
to make that
virtual tennis, they need to revive it. It's like been 10 years since they've got a virtual tennis game out.
And the last one is a game that I think is pretty damn bad, honestly. What I played of it is a game called Escape Academy that got put on Game Pass.
Yeah, I saw that, yep.
It's basically like you start off and it's like it's an escape room style video game, but then it seems like it's got a wider, narrative as you escape the escape room and then people aren't there and stuff. But the controls, and you couldn't adjust them to the point, like talked about it before, like getting the first person view controls right is almost like a given these days. It's almost like that stuff is built into a lot of those engines. And it feels so wrong. And I'm like, I just can't play this game anymore. So I would not recommend Escape Academy.
Hey,
Shame. I love escape rooms.
For people who listen to our clips, they'll have to actually go back and watch the whole episode. On Stray, another comment about Stray. Initially, I found the camera a bit snappy. Like, it was not quite, like, it was a bit too aggressive, I found. Did you guys find that? Okay.
I didn't notice any issues.
Just me.
with it.
Okay. Not an issue, just felt like it was a little bit too snappy. It's a bit like, they just needed to tone it a little bit down.
But we also don't play inverted like you do, weirdo.
I don't play inverted, but that's all right. My peepee's inverted, but
Only
not my control scheme.
Only legends play inverted.
That's true.
Only
that's true.
Joe Jives.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Another evidence point on the evidence.zip. He did not beat Battletoads.zip.
Well, I don't know. It remains to be seen. We'll find out.
Well, he's going to do a charity stream. Hey, Swinny, just on your Xbox thing, what we can do at the end of the year is the tier list for every game added to Game Pass for 2022.
Oh, God. I mean,
Let's
why
do
am I
that.
saying, oh, God? Because I'm not the one that has to do it.
Let's do that.
Oh, God, for you.
That's a good idea. We could do it on New Year's.
It is a good idea as long as we stick to the rule where we're not actually going to talk about the games. We're just going to rank.
No, you have to talk about them.
No,
it's going to be a 5-hour show. Let's
Dude,
do
like
New
how
Year's.
many
They're
games
not
did
going to
you
talk
go
about the
through?
games.
90 or
At least,
something?
well, no, it'd be probably over 100. I'm not
That'd
going
be
to talk
awesome.
about the many games if we ever did that. I'd be like, okay, Escape Academy, trash. That's the kind of tier list.
At least a
Ah,
couple
but why?
minutes.
Why did you not like about it?
Bug
Tell
Snacks,
us more.
A tier, that's the way I'd be doing it.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that offline. All right, let's jump into the news. Xbox players will be soon getting a highly requested feature, Discord voice chat on console. Already available to people in the Xbox Insider program, and it will start rolling out to everyone soon. Requires linking your Discord and Xbox accounts together, even if you've already done this, so in the past, for the existing activity status integration. This is done via scanning a QR code displayed on the console, then linking the accounts in the Discord mobile app. Once set up, you can join a chat on Xbox, and you will need to transfer the call from your mobile app. I don't understand that piece of the pie. Is this video going to explain it to us, or what, Swinny?
Swinny will.
It does explain it a bit, but unfortunately and it's like the person talks through it, so the explanation is not so visual. No, but basically,
try Discord voice on Xbox today button.
Okay,
Then
Thank you, Chris Pro.
See
basically, from what I understand, and I haven't had a chance to try this myself, next time we actually want to do something, I'm actually going to test it. I believe to join the call, you do have to press a button on that mobile app, but then after that, you control it all on the console. Now, that part is, like, I've heard it works well, but it is weird that it's just not something you can just do on the console. I don't know.
Nintendo-like, right?
It is very strange. Like, it's so... Again, like, without trying it, it could be really a non-issue, but the fact that you have to use your mobile at that point, involve that at all is a little annoying, and you
Super annoying.
It's like, well, you can obviously use the Discord app on mobile as well, but I understand, like, that can be annoying. Like, I know there's issues with that, using the mobile device sometimes for people, and also the whole thing of, okay, if I'm playing a game on Xbox, if I've got the headset, then I can balance on the Xbox. There's a mixing thing on the Discord app where you can mix the game audio alongside the chat audio and stuff. So having it come through to one headset if you're on Xbox would be useful. But look, I think the reason why I think this is news is, look, it's obviously a great feature, but to me it does, and a lot of people have been talking about this, but it does kind of bring up the point about the PlayStation and the fact that, they did announce last year that, there's a partnership and Sony, did bought some, stake in them, a minor tiny stake, but they did. And the fact that this has come first to Xbox is interesting.
No, I agree. I think it's super weird, but I think this also just goes back to the engineering at Sony. Like Sony, to me, much more advanced hardware engineering than Microsoft. Although Microsoft's actually getting quite close to par, but the software engineering at Microsoft, although buggy and stupid things that happen at times, they do some impressive shit. Like stuff that people don't really care that much about, but we care about a lot. Like the backwards compatibility, hacking of the old games to make them run at 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
Like shit like that is insane. Like they don't need to do any of that. And that's super cool, right? And, Sony can't even get Bloodborne running at 60 frames per second. It's been out for over a gazillion years. But yeah, I think it's super weird that Discord's not integrated in PlayStation first, given that they've actually invested in it.
So that announcement was in May last year. And then in January, they said, you can now do the whole activity status, which Xbox could do as well. So at least they've got that. But again, that's just saying, okay, I'm playing Ratchet and Clank when I'm in Discord,
Yeah, who cares?
I don't know how other stuff, like, Twitch and stuff like how all that works on PlayStation platforms, but is this the kind of thing you could see Sony actually doing, or do you think that they would
100%.
probably shy? You think
No,
so?
I just think Sony's not. Like, look at the PlayStation Plus offering, which I think is pretty shit for, old consoles. Like, they can't get PlayStation 3 working. They don't really have anything on PlayStation 2. And the PlayStation 1 games were launched, like, pretty buggy, right? Like, this is classic Sony. I think it's just a very hard problem to integrate properly. Because, like, the other part of it is, if you have how does it work, Swinny? If you have Discord on, are you just purely Discord then? Like, you don't have your party in Xbox? Or is it merged? Like, can you be in a party and Discord?
No, I don't know, but I don't think you'd be able to be in both. It doesn't seem, because it's almost like...
That would be cool.
Well, again, like, I haven't tried it. It just feels that would be a weird thing to kind of like work into it. I think it'd just be a bit odd, but maybe it does. I just remember when I was reading the Xbox blog article about it, I don't recall them reading anything about, hey, you can also like merge in your Discord chat with people that are in your party chat on Xbox. I think it's like I'm joining the existing audio chat that already exists in Discord just through the console.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, but this is a massive fill-up for Discord, right? Because given that you've now... Like, Nintendo don't even have voice chat in the first place. They're never going to have voice chat because of the family concern.
What about their app?
Yeah, but then you have to add people
Totally forgot they
directly
even
and all
had
this other
that.
stuff. And it only works for some games. It doesn't work for
And you
every
still
game.
need
It's amazing.
Friend codes just to add find people.
I mean,
It's so
literally...
clunky.
just makes more sense to use Discord if you're a Nintendo fan, right? It's like amazing. But, now that this is, and I fully believe it's going to go into Sony PlayStation on their platform normally. You've got that and then Xbox and PC already. You pretty much like locked in Discord as the gamer for play. It's almost it's going to become like the true social network for gamers, right? Like freaking hell, we've now got a Discord. Link in the description. Check below. You know what I mean? Hey, you took that out of the thing. Didn't I put that in there somewhere? I've forgotten it. Okay. I thought I wrote it in this article.
It's like first reaction is to attack.
Yeah, of course. That's like at work. No, but I like this. I'm a big fan of Discord, as you guys know. And I've got to get Mike more on Discord. Get his funny memes. Check out the memes.
Probably not. I'm not very social.
No,
so
but, like,
I guess memes might get me on there.
You can put some more aggressive memes in the Discord. That's allowable. So that's...
Okay.
Hey, and
you could post your Kirby thumbnail that you wanted to put. We didn't allow you to.
Okay, maybe I can post that. Maybe some people will appreciate the joke.
Actually, while we're just in the Discord thing, let me see.
Yeah.
This is super dangerous what I'm trying to do right now. I'm gonna try
I
to
wouldn't do it.
share my Discord screen on the stream.
No, like, what if it's got
Michael's so worried for
my real name's or something, or that photo that I sent
No.
with your mum.
Right, this is odd reference. Wait, let me. You guys chat for a second. I'm just trying to load this up, see if I can.
So, yesterday when we were trying to play Powerwash Simulator, and I opened up Discord for the first time in, I don't know how long. It felt like I had to blow the cobwebs away and see the spiders go past. I couldn't even figure out how to do a chat. I felt like I was 70 using a mobile phone for the first time going, where do I go to, Couldn't figure it out.
Well, that
I'm so out of
happens.
the loop with the social shit.
Well, that happens
God,
when you don't
But
try something.
I
and
know.
learn
I know
it,
that,
you
but
know?
I feel like I wonder when that transition happened. Like, I clearly remember the day when I went to Woolies, and I think I told you this.
We can
just
see your
before.
settings screen, by the way.
And I
Yeah,
was-
no. So Mike, sorry to interrupt because
Yeah.
now that Swinny flagged it, I did check the screen like 50 times to make sure there's nothing private on here. So we have rules to get into our Discord, right?
What's
I don't
the
know.
rule?
I don't know if you
No,
guys can
Mike.
see the screen.
No pants, no.
It
mic.
says we have a strict one dickhead policy, and that one
Yep.
dickhead is Mike.
Sorry, boys.
And
I'll
then
take
it
it.
says, I have read and agreed to the rules. That's it, and then you're in. That's all. That is all.
That's funny.
So just to finish my point, I remember when I think I was about 20 or something, and I went to Woolies, and for the first time, the checkout chick said, "Thank you, sir." And I
Oh,
went,
yeah, go.
fucking kidding me, sir? Sir, it's happened. It's happened. Oh my god, I'm getting
Dude.
old. It's like that.
On that, dude, I remember I was like, I don't know, 24 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was in a elevator, and this lady came in with her son. He was like, I don't know, like 5 years old or something. And she's like, "Oh, just watch out for this, like step aside for this man." And I'm like, "A man? I'm a fucking man.
Man?
I'm a boy. I'm a boy."
Okay, Jesus.
Do you know judo?
It's exactly like, so that's exactly what it was like with the squad.
Yeah,
I
I
opened it
get
up
that.
and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yeah,
So
it's not
don't
that
expect
bad.
me to jump on it too much, unfortunately, but I will try.
It's not that hard, to be fair.
No, I know it's not. It's just for, yeah, I'm out of the social loop. I don't use the Twitters. I got no Facebooks.
But the attraction for you is that you can post the edgy memes. You can post the episode, screenshots that we don't use.
Be careful about
censored
giving him
things
too
we
much
can't.
leeway.
Yeah. Still
be
within
careful.
reason. Still
There
within
is such
reason.
a thing called print screen or snipping tool.
Yeah, it's not
There
like that's
is.
ever happened for Discord, right? Where people have
Not
screenshotted
at all.
things.
Not at all.
Private chats and stuff.
Even Snapchat doesn't have that feature, does it?
You can screenshot, but the other person knows that you screenshot.
know that you've
I know.
screenshotted,
I've
yeah.
been to court over this. All right, let's go on to our next story. Doom legend John Romero is coming back to the genre that he helped define, the first-person shooter. Via Romero Games job ad, quote, "Romero Games is hiring for an all-new FPS. Join the team. It's a new dawn for Romero Games.
Is it
We're
Daikatana 2?
working with a major publisher to develop John Romero's next shooter, an all-new FPS with an original new IP. Our team is expanding, and we're looking for talented people for all positions and at all experience levels." There you go, Mike. Particularly those with Unreal Engine
experience.
5 experience.
That's the 69 position, baby.
Karan Hazaman, or whatever his name is. So tell me more about this, Winnie. I know nothing about this. I learned this when you put this in the run sheets.
I mean, that's all there is to it that we know at the
okay,
moment.
okay.
But it is big news considering that
I think it
outside of the the work he did on we'll talk a bit about John Romero in a second, but like on Sigil, the Do map pack he put out.
Yeah, which we're showing the
and
B-roll
stuff like
from,
that.
which I've played a bit. It's pretty cool, actually.
It looks really sick, yeah.
Like it's been a long time since he's worked on like a brand new, first person shooter, and that was his bread and butter. That's what made him a name in the industry. And for a while he was like the top name in the industry alongside
Yeah.
Carmack and that. But in terms of anyone that doesn't know who John Romero is, so he's one of the founders of id Software alongside John Carmack and Tom Hall. So he's been working in the industry since 1982, like this guy, and he's still making games,
amazing.
obviously. And it's most known for Wolfenstein 3D, Doom 2, Heretic, Hexen, and Quake, alongside a lot of other titles like Commander Keen games and stuff like that. He's worked on a bunch of stuff. And after Quake was finished, I think due to like differences he was having with Carmack at the time, which I'm sure is documented well in, I'm guessing that's covered in Masters of Doom, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And can I just say, I was glad you brought it up. I've read that book 2 times. That book is so freaking amazing. Like, I love that book so much. I don't know if you guys have read it. I'm sure
I haven't.
you
I
have.
really want to, though.
Swinny, you've read it, yeah?
No, I haven't read it yet. I've always wanted to. So
It's such a good book. It genuinely is a good book.
And Carmack is actually played by one of the actors from the latest season of Stranger Things in the TV movie they're doing.
Oh, I didn't know they're doing a TV movie. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
But
He's got really nice hair.
after Quake was finished, after Quake was finished, he left id Software and formed Iron Storm. So Iron Storm was, like they didn't put out a lot of titles, but they produced some classics like Deus Ex. They was it like Anachronox and Thief, the third Thief game.
But did they produce it? It's almost like published it, I think.
No, there were two Iron Storm studios.
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with it's John Romero though.
No, it was Iron Storm. That's what I'm saying. Like it's still Iron Storm. It was an Iron Storm studio. Anyway, like we're not talking about those games right now. So, but the important part is like one of the flagship titles for Iron Storm was Daikatana, and unfortunately, that game just obviously did not go down in history as a success for various reasons. It was infamous for its ad that's basically, it was built on obviously Romero's reputation about, John Romero's going to make you his bitch, things like that. And when the game got delayed and didn't really deliver for, the majority of people played it. I never actually tried it, so I can't judge Dr.
I've played
myself.
it.
I played it way back.
That, it really did scar his reputation for a long time. And I think he's done so much work to repair that over the years, and I'm really excited now that he's back at the point where he feels that he wants to make another FPS. Honestly, if I was a game developer and I was obviously experienced enough, I would jump at the chance to bloody work on a Romero FPS.
Totally.
I think that would be such a cool experience because the guy's clearly awesome at level design and concepts and obviously he's a programmer as well.
Such an influence in the industry.
Yeah. So I just think this is awesome news.
And it's I agree. And I think if you don't have much experience in the industry, it would be an amazing way to get experience. But I think if you've got any, any placement in the industry, it would be insane to go work with him because, and I mean, this is covered really effectively in Masters of Doom. But he needs someone like a John Carmack. He needs that person as a foil to, balance out his, what he wants to do and his ambitions. And he just, his idea of what Quake should have been was insane. It was, insane. And it would have never worked. You'd never be able to build it. And you can kind of totally understand what happened with Daikatana because he kept on just, running away with ideas without constraints, and it just got away from him. So I don't know. I'd actually be really.
But I mean, that was more than 20 years ago. I would look. Obviously, the people's past actions are, a good. You can judge people on what their future actions are going to be based on past actions. But
some of the dumb shit I've done.
I think that over 20 years is a long time, and he's worked on a lot of games in between. And Romero games have been around since since 2015 now. So, I'm really going to give him the benefit of the doubt here. Now, this game's obviously a long way off. We're not going to know what this is for a long time. Yeah. But, yeah, I think it's cool news.
And, you should go play Sigil, Swinny. It's actually, how there's so many Doom packs and fan packs and all this other kind of stuff. Ultimate Doom with the extra levels that were not made by id people, really. But when you go play Sigil, you're like, fuck, this actually feels legit and official in a weird way. Kind of exactly like a Nintendo thing where you play a Mario level that Nintendo properly makes and you're like, it feels like a Mario thing. It's so hard to replicate. And you should go play Sigil. It's actually the best shit that John Romero has done in the last 20 years, in my opinion. I don't mean that in an offensive way. So I'm on board, with checking it out. I'll definitely be checking it out. I just hope it's not a loot driven, microtransaction fueled battle royale type of thing. And it's just a straight up FPS, right?
I feel he's the kind of old school guy that would just do a straight up FPS, don't you reckon?
I hope so. I think so. He's wired like that, I think. It actually reminds me of one thing I forgot to say in the Stray review, which was
Jesus Christ.
Which was the Half-Life.
That's like the running joke.
Which was the Half-Life influence, Swinny, of some of the enemies. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah,
I was playing
yeah,
a
yeah.
Half-Life game.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that like I forgot about that. I was
totally
just
true.
watching the B-roll and I was thinking, shit, I
Back-
forgot to mention that.
A quick one on Doom and related to John Romero. It's amazing that to this day people still make mods, people still port
Yeah.
it, people still try to put it on certain systems. The game was bloody old and it's still something that people do and you can still play versions of it today. Sure, there's other games like that, but it's when I think about the game that people are still porting, still playing, still building mods for and all this shit, it's probably the one. And it's amazing that this dude created that.
Yeah.
It's
The game's
I'll have to
iconic,
meet him
man.
one
I
day.
remember going to my Polish mate Jeremy's house when I was in primary school, and it was the first time.
I'm trying to understand the relevance of saying Polish mates.
and Jeremy, like,
Is
we
that
don't even know this guy.
I don't know. Like
He's just trying to throw names out there. Oh, you go.
Oh, my Polish friend.
Jeremy
Oh,
the
my-
Pole. Oh, everyone knows Jeremy
my
the Pole.
French
of course.
friend?
no, but
Oh,
like
my Pierre.
No, but we grew up in a really multicultural place, right? So it's like you got to see people's influences and stuff like that, right?
So what, did he have like cabbage rolls or something?
Yeah, exactly. And he wrestled me at the door. But but I remember, dude, I still remember the time when I first saw, because I played Wolfenstein 3D.
His penis.
I literally ordered from id directly. We wrote a letter to them posting a check. And then they sent back, I've got to try to look for this shit because it was all handwritten and stuff.
Yeah.
They sent back Spear of Destiny in like 3.5-inch floppies, right?
Sick.
And like with a note from Texas,
That's really
right?
important.
Like I remember it. I was like, oh, Texas, what's Texas, right? Because I was a little kid. I don't know why my parents were letting me play a game like that. But
Yeah, I was
anyway,
gonna say.
fuck that.
It's funny how they didn't care back in the day. Yeah, whatever.
But that was like one thing. But then when I saw Doom at his house, I was like, holy fuck, this is like, I was like, that Mario 64 and maybe Ocarina of Time are probably the three games that like,
Yeah.
and then
Yep,
you know,
same.
obviously
I
seeing
remember it
games
back
for the
then.
first time like Super Mario World, like all that kind of stuff. Like they were just like, whoa, what the fuck? This is like amazing. So yeah, no,
I remember we had a neighbor who had a 19-inch monitor, CRT.
Yeah, dude, I had one of those. I had
Back in
one of
like
those.
back in 1994
Yeah.
or 5 or
We've
something.
bought
Whenever
Swinny,
the
by
hell
the
this
way.
was.
Soon he's like,
It
fuck
blew
off.
me away. I had a shitty little monitor on my 48. Okay, it wasn't shitty. It was like 13, 14, I don't know, whatever number of inches on my 486 at the time. And
3
then-
inches, right?
About 3
Yeah,
inches.
yeah.
And then he gave me a copy of Doom. And I don't remember how old I would have been, about 11 at the time or something, and it was amazing.
And there's something for me about the fact that how optimized the games were. I was talking before the show started that
486, yeah.
Quake would run on a 386. I'm like,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy, you know?
That's super crazy,
Like,
yeah.
people talk about the Switch and stuff like that. Like, we should be expecting more.
386, that's nuts.
It does. It runs. I remember running it on my 486 fine, but I was checking online. Yeah, you could run it on a 386. Totally insane. All right, let's carry on to the next one without Swinny.
Yeah.
Lego have officially revealed their latest retro gaming set, an Atari 2600. Thank you to Beyond the Brick for your approval to use this footage. Nah, we just stole it anyway. So it coincides with Atari's 50th anniversary this year. It's based on the original 4-switch revision of the Atari 2600. This is the one that I played and that we had when I was a kid, the Atari VCS. as
I had
it's otherwise known as.
I had the like rainbow version, the smaller one. I forget what they
Oh,
called
really?
the junior. I think the junior.
Oh,
I had poor parents.
That's cool, that one, actually.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then there's like heaps of like cool stuff with this, like movable joystick, little rack to put your
That's
cartridges for the Asteroid Centipede Adventure. Dude, like I actually like this more than the NES one for some reason.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, something about it is a bit. And the little asteroids, mini. What would you even call those diorama things?
Yeah, diorama type of things. Or
They call them
vignette.
vignettes, don't they?
vignettes. What are they?
Vignette. I guess so. Yeah, vignette. Yeah.
From far away, if you were to sort of just see it from a bit of a distance on someone's shelf or something, it emulates it so goddamn well as well. It's really good, unless you have that thing on there, but that's a cool little extra you can just put on top.
Any chance of you getting this? You're the massive Lego fan, Mike.
Like I am, but
You don't
I'm
have the
not a
NES,
massive-
do you?
I do have the NES.
Oh, man, I shouldn't have asked.
But I do, and I even bought the Mario because I think we were talking about it.
Like, look at
before.
that, dude. You can put the cartridge
I
in
know, that's the cool thing about it.
there. We're looking at the
That is
B-roll.
really
That's
cool.
crazy.
Because with the NES, you can put Mario on top, and as you wind,
Look,
the
and it
system,
actually works. You can
makes
play
sounds.
2600 on it. Did you
Yeah,
know that?
imagine that. That would actually kind of sick.
Do you know
It'd be
what?
very easy to mod that to make that happen.
That's
Super easy. 'Cause like if you put a Raspberry Pi in it. and you're
Yeah,
done.
exactly. You know what? To actually put like a little microcomputer, right, or microprocessor, I should say, to emulate the Atari 600, it's probably like
Super easy, yeah.
it probably costs them like maybe $10. The most
Yeah,
expensive
well-
thing would be the HDMI out, which I think is like a flat $5 for these kind of devices. So that would be insane though if they did that. That would be like too crazy. So we've
Bloody
lost my
Atari No. I was just looking. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
I've got the Atari system, mini system thing somewhere right here, but I can't see it. You
I don't know, man. I'm
like,
pretty
literally
close to
take
getting
those parts
this.
and shove them in there. You don't even need that. You need even smaller parts. This is really cool. I have to admit. I think the only thing holding me back is, to be honest, I'm just not a huge Atari person.
Yeah,
I played it.
Yeah.
I grew up more on the PC side of things,
Yeah.
not so much on Atari. And
If they had a
mostly played
Sextra
Atari at other
set,
people's
you'd be all
places.
for it.
Oh, I'd be all over it. But as an actual Lego set, I think it's really cool. And as someone who appreciates Lego, I think I would enjoy building this and seeing this put together. So
Like my
Very cool.
wife
I love
is a
this.
massive Lego fan. She has so many sets, right? I'm not a Lego fan at all, really.
Collects
Like
and
I think
builds.
it's cool, but Lego's been firing on all cylinders recently. Their sets recently have been insane. Like
A bit-
the
really good
Seinfeld
shit,
set
yeah.
is just
Yeah.
that's insane that they did that. Like that is so freaking cool.
so you guys know I stopped buying and collecting, but the ones that I still
You've been
do are
selling,
some
haven't
of
you?
the-
Making money.
No, I haven't. As in, I sold my collection of what I had, but I didn't, buy it to collect and sell. I just bought it because I like the sets.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to clear space. But inevitably, I started buying a few more here and there. So obviously, I got the NES. I've got a few other ones, but the ones that I really, for some reason, enjoy now, like the Ghostbusters car. I really love the Creator series of the vehicles. I'm a huge fan of those. And there's a new Dodge Charger, I think, that's coming out to go with the Mustang, and I love those ones. They're really, really sick. But I appreciate these sets. And the reality is, I mean, Lego has evolved gradually over the years. They've introduced all these extra type of pieces in different sets, and now the complexity of the pieces is quite out there. You can build some really cool, crazy things compared to what you could even like 10, 15 years ago. You could get some of those really cool shapes and get some of those designs to look like the real thing. So, yeah, this thing looks amazing. I inevitably, I'm probably going to get it.
Yeah, you know what? Like the only reason why I don't want to get it is because I feel like it's almost starting to be inevitable that they'll make a Super Nintendo set or a
hope
Game
so.
Boy set,
Yeah,
and
man,
I have to be
boy.
there for that. For that shit, I'm day
Game Boy set,
one.
yeah, a Game Boy set would be sick. Actually,
That would be
Be
really
careful
cool.
you don't get it delivered to your neighbor, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. They'll never give it back. Hey,
Might
the
have
one
to,
thing that we should have called out in the last segment about John Romero. This is
you're
like a puzzle.
I thought you
Yeah,
were
I
going
thought
to
you were
say
going
the
to talk about
straight
streaming
ring.
again. Yeah.
No, is that the Nintendo 64 version was first released as a Blockbuster rental exclusive by Kemco.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. That's a little tie into the show's lore.
I think it's the Game Boy Color version of Daikatana is actually a good game.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Yeah.
Game Boy Color or Advance.
Game Boy Color. Yeah.
Game Boy Color.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah,
a good
yeah,
game.
yeah. People say it's a really good game. That's a hidden gem. That's a hidden gem.
Also published by Kemco.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The good Kemco games. So yeah, okay. So you're gonna get this, Swinny. Any chance you're getting this?
I would love to get this. The only thing holding me back is it's just fucking expensive.
Space. It's space as well.
Sorry,
right?
how
No,
much
it's
are
just
these?
no. It's,
Sorry, I didn't.
So we didn't cover that yet,
didn't
did
cover
we?
that.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Unless you
No,
covered it.
we
So,
No, yeah, you go.
Go on.
so it's priced at this on the official Lego shop. Priced at $240 US and $370 Australian. It is pretty sizable, but $370 is a lot of money.
It's a lot, but you often, I mean, depends who carries
Well-
this and whether it's a Lego Store exclusive. Because, for example, I still can't get my hands on the DeLorean, and it's still at basically RRP. But a lot of the other sets, you just wait a little bit and you can get them at like 20-30% off easy. For
I was gonna
a lot of those
say,
sets.
I think this one will not sell. I don't think this one will sell, in my opinion.
No, man. There's a lot of nostalgic Lego.
Nah, not for
Atari
Atari, man.
peeps
Not for
out there.
Atari. And also, Swinny, what would you rather? This, the Atari VCS, or the Atari VCS 2021 that they released, which is $499. I think this has got more utility than that one.
Yeah. At
it
least
does
that one, you can play your Atari games on there without having to
Fake plugs.
chuck in a Raspberry Pi. But nah, look, yeah, obviously I prefer the Lego one, to be honest. I would get, if this was, I know it's not the one that everyone knows, but if this was the Rainbow Metallic Junior one, I'd get it in a heartbeat because that's the one that I grew up with.
But you can mod it. I'm sure you can mod it.
No.
Right?
This
No,
looks,
I know what
it
he's
looks
saying.
completely different.
It
I
looks
think
really
it's
different.
different.
Like, really
you could
different.
make that one out of Lego, but you're not going to you just might as well
Then
make
you might as well
your
just
own
get a whole
Lego.
different set. Yeah, pick your own Lego. So look, it is a bit XY. So 2,500 pieces, which is a decent amount for.
Well, we price it per pieces now. That's the.
We can price it per pieces if you want.
Why?
There's
Because
Mike's
one
World they
minifig,
do.
which is interesting.
They do,
there are
actually.
the certain sets they do. They do. I never.
Isn't
gave a
it?
shit
Isn't it
about
by
that. I
like
took it into account.
bucket size or something like that? There's a measurement that collectors talk about.
Don't know because
Because
I
a
think
little
it
dot
varies
piece
a
versus
lot.
like a massive
No,
piece.
I think
surely.
they talk about in grams or something like that.
Yeah, but
Someone in the chat just said Chemco. Every
in a
anybody.
lot of sets, I don't think it really matters in the end. There's a lot of really small sets or sets that are basically like, for example, some of the speed champions, the early speed champions have bugger all
Speed check.
pieces
I don't
in
know what that
them.
is.
Speed champions are like the race, the Lamborghinis, Ferraris, the race car versions, and some of the earlier models. You can easily fetch like $200 for some brand new in the box, and it's this really almost no like you literally play almost the same price as this entire set, and it's 1/10 of the pieces probably.
I think one thing though for you though as well, Swinny, if you get another set like this and you build it, you're down this rabbit hole of getting like Lego, right?
Totally.
And you have to hide it when people come over. And...
So many good sets.
I've
man.
literally bought one Lego set. I don't think I'm in danger of that anytime soon. I don't have the NES one.
Hang on.
Pretty well, yeah, but you're gonna get the NES
Mike,
one.
It's time for another game of what's next to Mike in his room.
Should we just move on to the next segment? It'd be funny. Okay, Harry Potter.
Do you even like Harry
He
Potter,
doesn't
Mike?
even know.
No, but I like this set.
That no, he's a scalper. That
not a
set
scalper.
goes
I
for
love
so
the
much
set.
money. That set goes for a lot of money. It sells for a lot.
Oh, look,
He's a Lego con
I
man.
don't give a fuck about it.
He's a Lego con man, and we can see your underwear because your arms are up in the air.
Can you see my butt?
Okay, all right, we're moving on to the next
Can
story.
you switch it? No, switches.
Okay, after a past delay, we have great news about the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak amiibo.
Yeah,
Australian
Sunbreaker.
release date. No, so I wanted to cover this because, I ordered this. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak's already out. How can I do my lottery without having the amiibo? It's crazy, right? And the bloody
could you
game's
live it
already
yourself?
out. I don't know what's going on with this amiibo. People are actually legit pissed about it because it's like MIA at the moment. And it's all weird around the world. Like I think in Japan you can get it. So the person whose channel we've stole the footage from, what's the name of the
Credit
person?
to Nintendo Smash XD for this unboxing video.
Thank you very much, Swinny. Go to their channel, like and subscribe, and smash that activity button so you get all their direct notices as they publish
But
videos.
not ours.
Not ours. Forget about ours. Don't
No,
subscribe
no,
to
They're
us.
the real
Else.
amiibo influencers.
We want
Go to
people
those
to
people.
unsubscribe from our channel. We
Yeah,
don't want the
damn right.
responsibility. We just want to talk shit. So yeah, like people were really confused what was going on with this amiibo. I think you still can't get it in the States. I think even in the States they haven't brought forward the release date.
All the footage I'd seen was all of
He
the
opened
Japanese.
it? Yeah.
They're all the Japanese versions.
Yeah, and it's all a mess in Europe as well.
I don't know why when he opened that. I know it's an unboxing video, but I just went, ooh, it just felt weird to open an amiibo box.
And these ones are
To see it
expensive.
being opened.
Yeah, these ones are expensive as well.
Pretty weird that some people actually,
I
use
know.
them. Not
I
like
don't know.
you,
It was just
Jay.
a weird reaction I had.
Collecting them.
I almost freaking necked myself when I tried to go grab my amiibo. I've got like a lot of
both of
amiibo
these.
open. I've got a lot of them open.
I know. I was just being honest that when I saw that, it just triggered me a little.
But so the thing for me is I ordered it from EB Games Australia the day that they announced these Sunbreak amiibo. And they were so expensive, right? And then they kind of sold out some of them. Now, normally amiibo was like about I think $19 in Australia, and then it's about $21 in Australia now. These ones were going for like bloody $35 each or $40. I'm like,
Well, the
this is bullshit.
prices on the Nintendo store are now run sheet.
This is what I want to go through. Look, so I go, oh, cool, they've got it at the Nintendo store now. I'm going to check out how much they cost. Same price, man. It's like $110 for these 3 amiibo.
Are they more intricate or something, or why? What's the, or just the rarity? What? How are they getting away with this blazant daylight robbery?
If we didn't already have the best title, which is Powerwash Throuple, Blazant would be the fucking show title.
Whatever, man. English isn't my first language. Shut up. Yeah, like,
It's
how did they justify
it's
that?
a blatant disregard of pricing.
That's what I was trying to say. How are they
That's not right
justifying
still,
it?
but anyway. My theory
Blatant.
is that they've got like the Nintendo commission, the Nintendo profit they want to make, and then Capcom are also wanting the Capcom profit.
Everyone's
Normally the
wants a
third
piece
party
of the
ones.
pie.
Yeah, because I've got Solaire, right? And that one was more expensive as well, even in the States.
Was it?
So I think these ones
How
are
much
more
was
expensive
Solaire?
in the
That's
States.
the only one I have.
That's a cool amiibo, man. Joker is one that's like normal price, but that one is already gone through the roof. Have you got the Joker one, Swinny?
No, because Joker's not one of my mains.
Okay.
Smash mains.
Smash mains. It's one of your nighttime mains. But you got no comeback. But no, they are a little bit intricate. But I was just pissed that they're so expensive. So I've only limited myself to having 3 copies of each. Just one to open, one to store, and one to put in.
And he calls me a scalper for having opened used Lego sets.
Waterproof things. But they do look cool. And I'm looking forward that I can pick them up in a couple of weeks. Finally.
Can I ask a question? What compels you to collect all the amiibos?
What compels you to buy shit all the time, Mike?
No, I know the answer to that, but what compels you specifically?
Well, no, but like this is the man who's got like a fucking electronic hood that he used for like one episode,
this isn't
never
about
used
me.
it
This
again.
isn't- if you ask me the question afterwards, I will answer it. I'm asking you the question. What drives you to collect those things?
I think like it's an element of.
I'm not judging because I can show something else in a second.
You can
Anyway, go on.
judge. I won't care. But so I think there's a couple of things. I don't like spend a lot of money on very many things. Number one, right? And you know, I'm not. It's not damaging like buying it. It's like whatever. And I don't smoke and drink and all that other kind of stuff. And it's just like I don't know. I think it's like I've stolen so many games, so many things like that in the past. This is my way that I make amends. It's like when I go.
What do you mean you didn't pay for that copy of Mole Mania?
Yeah, exactly. It's I'm gonna go buy it on the secondary market. Nintendo are not gonna see that money. I think also, it's the same as music. I stole so much music that I made an agreement. When bands come out, I go see them. I buy their merch, which is overpriced, and I feel like shake hands. We're both even now.
We're even now.
Yeah. I think that's one of the drivers. And I don't know, I just like them. I like the way they look.
It's out of guilt. You buy your
So it's basically guilt. You buy it out of guilt. Okay.
Pretty
good
much.
answer.
Pretty much. I don't know. That's
Good
like
answer.
kind of what I think. And I just like the way they look. Okay, so I was actually pretty close to starting to sell them all the other day. Because I was like, why do I need this? And then I'm like, it's not going to change my life if I sell them or don't sell them. Like, I almost couldn't be bothered, right? Because I don't know. So then I'm going the other way where I'm like, maybe I should go buy complete collections.
All right, so now he's done a full 180.
Yeah,
I need to get rid of my amiibo. No, wait, better idea. I need to get many more.
I was looking at it. I was thinking, I've got the capital. I've got the working capital to buy complete collections, right? So I'm like, I've got actually. I know you guys can't see it all, but I actually do have almost all the amiibo. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Do you have the working capital to buy the special gold ones they gave away at
No.
7-Eleven in Japan?
No.
Hey.
No.
Didn't think so.
Mr.
So-
Moneybags.
On the amiibo subreddit, which I do subscribe to and have alerts for, right? Someone posted, are the gold Monster Hunter Sunbreak amiibo that are a 7-Eleven, you have to win a competition, canon? And then someone replied in the comments, it was like, fuck off, you idiot. It's like something like that. It's like, who gives a fuck about this? And
I still can't
I do like
believe.
that. I do like
still
that.
can't believe that those bracelets from Nintendo World or whatever in Japan, account
Super Nintendo World. Six amiibo bracelets that are amiibo. They work as amiibo. That's where I find like, yeah, I'm insane. When the family goes to Super Nintendo World, I will generally buy all 6, and they're really expensive. They're like 30 something bucks each. Like, but I'll buy them all for sure.
It's an amiibo though.
Yeah, but
Well, these
And you can
amiibos,
wear them.
not the normal amiibo price.
but they don't do anything other than just like they're like a little beef bracelet kind of thing.
They look cool.
They
You
do
can
look cool.
flaunt it.
But actually, Swinny, do you know what my excuse is going to
Hi,
be?
boys.
I think I'll have around 6 people with me when I'm going to Super Nintendo World. So I'll just be I'll be the
do you plan
benevolent
to-
dictator.
Are you just gonna find
Make a few more kids.
a
or-
couple more people?
Here's
to
a bracelet.
take?
Yeah.
I need justification to buy these extra fake amiibo
No, you
bracelets.
do have 2 hands. Just saying.
This random Japanese man walking past. Come on, come with us.
Oh, come.
6th man.
You will be grandpa.
Come, human. Come, human male. Come with us. Let's go. Do you want an amiibo that I need to get back after you finish with it? So I don't know. I don't know why I do it. Like, why do we do anything, Mike? Why do we do anything? Why do you have 100 billion crap in your house?
1,000 Hot Wheels.
Can I just
Exactly.
ask, do you chuck a
Yeah.
lot of stuff out? Like, because you do buy a lot of trash. You buy a lot of shit. Do you chuck it out or do you sell
Well,
it?
it depends.
Or do you keep it
So
all?
No.
'Cause where can you
I
put it
still
all?
have a lot of stuff.
You,
Really?
you asked her about 10 questions without waiting for a single answer.
Boxes and shit. Just in random
But you know where I'm
boxes.
coming from, Swinny.
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's
'Cause
just,
I
know, but
it's
he's-
a very
he's-
organized hoarder.
But you
It's
had
the
like
way I would
5
describe
boxes of drum, of Guitar Hero and, you know, like
it.
Rock Band
It
and
wasn't
shit.
5, but
There was
yeah.
some
No, no,
big number.
There was some, but there was a rare thing. Most of the stuff are single things of particular thing, or
Okay.
1,000 Hot Wheels, just because. And look, my
have
problem is it's
1,000
an
Hot
addiction.
Wheels?
I reckon I probably have about 1,000.
I've got an
yeah.
addiction as well. That's true.
Because it's an addiction. Because you
I got an
go to,
addiction.
I go to the shop and I'm like, oh, it's only $2, or oh, it's only $1 because it's 50% off at the moment at Target or something. Oh, I like this one. I
Yeah.
like that one. But next thing you know, you literally have like freaking 5 or 6 tubs of Hot Wheels, and you go, what the
Tubs.
fuck am I doing? And
Next thing you know, you wake up in a pile of them and you got vomit.
yeah, just like whoa,
Tub boy,
anyway.
tub
And you're
boy.
like, Hot
Tub boy.
Wheels isn't free.
Yeah.
I like the unit of
So-
measure, tubs. That's what we get to in the Hot Wheel
Well,
community.
basically what
We
it's
get
gotten-
it. Are you
it's gotten
are you
to,
in
it's
tub
really
territory yet?
bad. So, and it's one of those things where unfortunately it's hard. It's easy to collect, hard to get rid of because
no
it's
one
hard
wants
to
it.
justify. Well, no, well you could always give it for free. You take it to a charity. Because my girlfriend's a teacher, I even had the idea. I'll give them to her,
Children.
and she can
Yeah, that's
hand them out to
right.
kids.
That's right.
When they, I don't know, win an award or
that doesn't
something.
sound
Here you
dodgy.
go, have a car. But
see Uncle Mike,
when I
he's
used
got a
to have
Hot
the
Wheel for you.
neighbors,
So-
when I had the neighbor children, I think they probably got like 20, 30 Hot
The
Wheels
neighbor
from me.
children. Can I
that
ask,
sounds so dodgy.
did we actually give the release date for the amiibo? I missed that because that's like
I did
the
say
what's
it,
on
I
the
did say
top.
it.
All right,
August,
good.
I
Because
think
that's on the
it says.
thumbnail. If we didn't deliver that information,
12th of
I'd be
August.
pretty.
12th of
annoyed.
August. $110 Australian if you want to
Cool.
get them all. It's gonna hurt my bank balance, man, but I'm gonna pick it up in a couple of weeks and enjoy it. I actually think I got the day off that day.
Elon.
I'm just checking my diary. Oh no, I don't. It's a week after. Damn it. And I've got. I know.
Oh,
I
well,
don't
you
wanna-
just have to play a few amiibo in the
I
office.
don't want to reveal that because then it reveals where I'm working. What was I thinking? Hot Wheels. There was something else I wanted to ask
Hot
you
Wheels.
about.
So all I was going to
yeah,
say
no,
is that
no,
stuck
get it-
in a hard place where no one wants them,
No.
but you can't give them for
No,
free
no.
because they're worth something. What do? You
Before
collect
we
more.
before we wrap up, I was gonna say if we both did drugs, we'd be the worst drug addicts. We'd be
Would be
like
horrible drug
Bubbles from The Wire. We'd be like off the rails, man. Like totally. You
Yeah.
know that. Like we have
I know.
crazy
That's why I
addictive
don't touch that
personality.
shit. That's why I don't drink.
Yeah.
That's why I don't
Yeah,
touch.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know. It's
I know
just
how
like
bad it is.
I know. It would be crazy. We'd be like hooked after a week. We'd be like junkies, big
It'd be
time.
bad. You know what you should do with your amiibos? Although actually they're worth too much to do this. With
Yeah.
my Hot Wheels, what I plan on doing is making an epoxy table. So basically do the bottom frame, and then have like 100 or 200, however many it takes Hot Wheels, and then pour epoxy on top.
Yeah.
And
Just
do it
turn it
Jake
into a
Paul.
dining table.
That's Jake Paul.
Logan
That's
Paul,
unoriginal.
whoever was it.
I think it was
Who's
Logan
done
Paul.
that?
with
What did he
Pokemon
do?
cards.
It's totally different.
Totally, yeah,
maybe
totally
po-
different.
Yeah, people
made
put shit
epo-
into epoxy tables all the freaking time. He's
made
not original with that either.
He made epoxy art of like Pokemon cards and shit. I'm not saying he was the first to do it. I'm saying you're just doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I know nothing about that, so
No, I'm at a stage where I might actually build shelving, custom shelving for the amiibo.
for the amiibos.
Well, because I feel like you just have to lean into it at that point, right? And do something nice with it and actually build some custom shit. And then it's like,
Probably.
it looks better than like the craziness that's behind me.
Like another little
Your,
rotating
your children will
tables.
come up to you and they're like, "What are you doing, Daddy?" I'm making custom tables to store my amiibos.
The last thing I'll say is like I was on a very senior call this week, right? Like super senior call, and it was dialing in through technology. I'm not used to
Mentioned that
dialing
about
through.
20 times.
No, but I didn't ever mention this on the show, right? And I, but this WebEx or whatever it is, there's no way to blur the background or replace it. So I couldn't find an
and you
angle.
were in your-
Yeah, I'm
in
in
your nerd
I'm in
room.
this room. I couldn't find an angle anywhere that doesn't have like toys or games or like super weird nerdy shit with the most like super senior people.
It's less
like
embarrassing if
and
you're
over
on
there.
the toilet.
You know what I did? I just turned the video off. I was like, it's better to have no video. Like, I can't explain this.
Yeah, but you don't know. Maybe there's some of the people on there as well. Like,
I'm telling you, I could
nerd,
have
fellow nerd.
I could have a rainbow flag behind me. That would be a billion times more acceptable than, which is
You do
of
have a
course
rainbow
acceptable by the way,
thing behind you.
than having game stuff behind me. That's never going to be acceptable. So, all right,
Yes.
well, let's wrap up because
care?
Swinny's getting his mouth ready for the next segment.
I am getting my mouth ready.
So when we wrap up the news, it's all the extra stuff that we want to talk about, but we can't find the time in this 2-hour podcast. So Swinny drills through them all. Each week we're adding 5 words. 5 words. He's up to 235 words now. He's at the limit of man. He is trying to say 235 words in 1 minute. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. He doesn't want to reduce the syllables. Because the syllable per word count needs to go down for him to be able to do it. He doesn't care. He's got words like cowabunga. He doesn't give a shit anymore.
Well,
Oh my
cowabunga
God.
is pretty
How many more
important.
words? Just let him speak.
Cowabunga is pretty important to bloody have it.
Put spaces between them. Turtles collection.
I had to put spaces between 1 to 1 because if I put dashes, it counted as 1 word. So
I think 1-to-1 is 1 word, but all right, let's let that slide.
not in my vernacular
And
right now.
And I don't know if Joe's still following in the chat. You know, please count the words, Joe. Keep him honest. He cheated the other week. I let him off the hook. I'm the benevolent dictator of the podcast.
Did
so-
not cheat last week.
And as always, and Swinny tries to cheat on me here as well when he starts. He tries to get in a bit earlier. But whenever Swinny wants to start, I'll click the timer on. It's up to him.
Ubisoft's Avatar game Frontiers of Pandora is being delayed to fiscal year 2023. The Turtles Cowabunga collection is releasing August 30 for all platforms. PlayStation has required esports tournament platform Repeat GG. FIFA 23 will feature the series' first ever global female cover star, Australia's own Sam Kerr. Russia is considering developing their own national video game engine. The UK government is demanding the games industry put better measures in place to protect children from loot boxes. Square Enix are releasing NFTs to celebrate Final Fantasy VII's 25th anniversary. Mojang have announced that they won't allow NFTs in Minecraft, while Epic boss Tim Sweeney said they won't do the same. A hacker is using internal documents in an extortion attempt against Roblox. PlayStation has ended one-to-one custom support via Twitter, while Gearbox Software have also shut down their own support forums. LeBron James and Rick and Morty are the latest characters coming to WB's platform fighter Multiverses. Nintendo Switch Sports is getting a new update that adds leg strap support for soccer. The first update for Mario Strikers Battle League adds 2 new characters, Daisy and Shy Guy. Netflix's Tekken Bloodlines anime launches August 18th. Naughty Dog have released more gameplay of The Last of Us Part 1 remake after countless leaks this week. And finally, Nintendo have added SNES games Kirby's Avalanche and Fighters History to the Switch Online library.
You're a machine.
I gotta give him
I think
credit
he's
for
dead.
that. He went hard from the start. He went
Where is
so
he?
hard from the start. He's passed out. He's hungry
was all-
boxed.
it was
passed
all-
out.
Legible. I could understand what he said.
That was
Although
impressive.
I couldn't read what he
sorry,
said because
sorry,
it says
I
on my
had to cough.
screen.
I have to move away from the camera for a second.
That was really good.
It says on your screen what?
So loved it. Heard everything. It was really clear. Couldn't read it because it says there was a problem. You're trying to edit a protected seller object.
Oh,
Is this your new way of stopping me from my shenanigans of editing the thing?
I like how hard you try at this, Swinny, and then the motherfucker is just trying to wreck it on
time.
you.
No, I actually wasn't going to do
Yeah,
anything. I
okay.
just wanted to see.
Okay.
But well done. Well,
Wait,
now that
I'm
you're back
confused
on
about
screen,
Swinny's
well
reaction.
done.
Are you alive, Swinny? Hello?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm
I
alive.
think he's
So, Mike, you didn't notice
that
that I protected the sheet last week. Okay, so you only noticed this week. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't try to do it last
I
week.
mean,
He's, he's keeping you
I would
on.
have done the same if
keeping
I
you
wasn't
guessing.
me, but I had to
Okay.
deal with me.
Cool. Anything you guys want to talk about?
You know what? The only problem with how fast you're going now, I have to reread the whole thing. Because it's like, you're going so fast, I can kind of hear it, but I'm also laughing mostly the way through, that I then have to go right to the top again and go, oh shit, okay, let's go through this again. Like,
So-
shit.
What can I say? Square Enix blacklisted. Minecraft.
So wait, Square Enix
Whitelisted.
is blacklisted for you?
Yeah, NFTs, man.
But you were
and
playing Powerwash Throuple the other day. That's Square Enix.
There's no. What? What? I'm kidding. I don't really give a shit at that particular level. I'm not really a man of principles, but yeah, it's. I really love the ... While Tim Sweeney said he won't do the same. I quite like that little addition. So I don't know.
Thank you
what
for the
else to
formatting
add.
compliment.
That was
really
good.
cool.
I
I
did
love
like
that.
that.
It was very good formatting.
People don't
Yeah,
notice it.
very, very good.
People don't notice it. Is the ...
I haven't
a
seen-
word? Ellipses?
No, they
Ellipses.
don't count.
No. I checked it.
don't
I
think they
checked
count.
it this week.
Speaking
I
of
independently
checking,
checked the word count.
Did you check the Last of Us leaks? I haven't seen that yet.
Well, it's not
So
leaks.
I
They
didn't-
published 10 minutes of gameplay.
Well, no, so stuff did leak.
yeah, I know
so-
that stuff leaked, but
Yeah. So I didn't watch any of that shit. I did watch the stuff that they put out. There's a lot of confusing kind of messaging and confusion around everything to do with like the gameplay potential enhancements or not enhancements around that stuff.
Okay.
Because some people like it while they're kind of building it, you know, all the new engine. Like all the animations and the models
AI.
and stuff. They're not actually, and the AI. They're not actually like changing. They're not like making the gameplay like The Last of Us Part 2.
yeah, like
That's what
which has
some
like a
people say.
dodge or something. That the first one doesn't.
It's
okay.
kind of like there's a lot of confusion out there about that. But, yeah, anyway.
Can I just
It's like
say
you
though,
guys-
it feels
yeah.
like a massive fucking whinge. Honestly, like I'm not a Last of Us fan. I haven't played Last of Us yet, and I don't even know
You
if
guys
I'd like
really
it.
should.
Right?
Oh, it's
I'll play it. I'll definitely play it. I want to play it now more because I don't want to play this version. In the sense of I'm not going to pay like 110 Australian dollars to play this version when I've already got a version I bought for like $10. Right?
yeah.
The
Yeah.
remastered version. But people are fucking going on about this way too much, man. It's like, don't
Yeah, like
fucking
us.
buy it. No, we're not going on about it. Like, people have whole segments every week about this game. And it's like, just don't fucking buy it. Like, if you don't want to play it, don't buy it. It's pretty simple. Like, Last of Us Part 2 has not sold as well as the first game. Like, the whole series is in decline, really. It's critically, like, massively, like, you know, positive. But it's literally sold half the number of games, the second one, than the first. What's so funny, Swinny? Why are you fucking laughing? You got your little Swinny smirk.
I'm just smoking. I'm just looking at the YouTube chat. That's just making me laugh.
Okay, you're off in your little fucking world.
Yeah, don't worry. You guys talking about Last of Us. I don't find it interesting. I find the YouTube chat.
Well, I'm on that side. That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, I get it. Like, it's what do people expect? It's not going to be like what the extreme version of what people want, which is like a complete rebuild from the start. Like, they're not
I
going
don't
to do
want
that.
that. I want a part 3.
The one thing that did kind of make me go, was I was following on Twitter, one of the environmental artists were like, oh, what's amazing about this is now, you know, when someone is old enough to play this game, it'll be like the best version to play and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of a bunch of shit, man. Because like the remastered version is very good. Like no one's like, that's a shit version. That's an amazing version to play. Still holds up to this day. So I'm like, I don't know. Like I get people's, I don't know, you've said this, the annoyance of like, you've got all of these really good devs and artists and everything like that working on something that's not really going to move the needle or do anything. So that's probably my biggest complaint with it. But, you know, that's economics, baby. How about you, Swinny? What else? What else do you like
I
here?
was going to ask, are you going to jump back into Nintendo Switch Sports now that they've got the additional leg strap support?
Nah, I don't really care about that because it like the sport, the soccer thing is actually really, really cool. That's one of my favorite games in that. It's just, I got hooked on trying to collect the bloody outfits. It is quite addictive how they structured it. It's like if you don't get enough credits, you miss out on the outfits. And I got to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to buy like a macro controller so that I can just automatically play some of these games to collect the
I care
credits.
so much about the costume options in
What?
Nintendo
No,
Switch
because
Sports.
because it's annoying because you can't change the outfit, and I want to change my outfit, but it's like it's all restricted and it's randomized as well. There's RNG. It's like loot box shit without any money that you have to spend. Like they have a universe of like style, but you only get certain things in it, and other people get different ones. So it's like some people have got really cool emoji things in it, and you can't get it, like because it's randomized, and you can't buy it or anything. I'm like, fuck.
Just like
What a
real
pain in
life.
the ass.
It sucks so much.
So there's no topics I'm interested in talking about, but I just wanted to just see how you're feeling, Mike, considering you have to do this next week.
No, you
Mike will
don't.
be
You
back.
succeeded.
No, I don't.
You succeeded, Swinny.
I succeeded, did I? Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's news
You
to
had
me.
like 3 seconds to spare or something.
Did you skip a
News to
line?
me.
Why?
I didn't know. No line was skipped because no line was uttered by me.
What?
You guys didn't even notice I got up and walked away at the end. What? I was still talking.
Wait, what? What? I'm like,
It was pre-recorded.
I was too
It was
busy reading
pre-recorded.
this
you
shit.
pre-recorded that?
Oh my!
What? Wait,
It
what?
was,
did
I did
sound more
not say.
faint, didn't
I
it?
did not say a single
Wow.
part of One Min for the Swin this week. It was all pre-recorded.
What?
That was
How did you even do that? I don't even
Well
understand.
done.
Wait, were you like not talking? I'm so confused now.
I literally
Did you
walked
play it
aw-
off your phone? How did you
I
do
literally
it?
walked
Because
away.
It sounded different.
When it got to like the Netflix
did
Tech
sound a
and
bit
Love, I
different,
literally
but-
walked away and came back after it was finished, and you guys didn't even notice it gone.
No, I kind of did notice that, but I'm like, I'm so confused.
That's almost like I should almost actually like get the points for clearing that because you guys didn't notice it.
I totally think that because we clapped and everything. You got to understand.
Yeah.
I've got all my like setups, Swinny, so I have to like switch stuff, so I don't pay attention to the last like little bit
I
normally.
just don't pay
Yeah,
attention. so-
Mike doesn't pay attention at all, so you
Well,
needed
when
to
you
walk away
guys-
midway through.
When you guys go back and watch it,
That's going to be
you'll
funny,
see I-
actually. That's
so-
funny. You're sitting
So
there
you're
going,
like,
gonna
why
watch
are you
this.
smirking? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm smirking.
So wait. Did you and Joe conspire against us? Did you like speed up your own recording or something?
It was not actually sped up.
Oh, so you did do it then?
I
You didn't do it
actually
live,
was
but you did
going
do it.
to. I was actually going to speed it up because I'm like, I'm going to fail this, but no, it wasn't actually sped up. This one. But
wow.
No.
I gotta start looking at his face.
That's kind of funny, actually. It'd be almost funny
Why
if we
do
just keep
you
going.
think I positioned it where my mouth is covered this week?
I don't know. We're not assuming you're going to be some. How are you even playing the audio? How are you channeling it through?
Was it on your phone? Yeah. How did you do it?
Oh man, that's funny. That's so.
Tell us your secrets. How did you do this?
I was expecting you guys
was really
to
good.
probably pick up because the audio would be slightly different.
No,
but
because I was looking.
sounded
no,
pretty
it was.
good.
It was.
No,
No, it sounded
shut
different.
up. Fuck off. You're just saying that in retrospect
no,
now.
I swear
Fuck
to God,
you.
not in
Fuck
retrospect.
you.
I
You're the
thought
bad
it
one in
sounded
this
different,
throuple.
but I'm like, whatever. It's probably just his microphone. And then I started reading the actual notes.
Yeah, I was reading it and like looking at the time.
But it's all the way on this side of my screen, which is literally the opposite side of where your face is.
I completely forgot for the first two
I'm
lines to
gonna
actually
keep
like
looking at you
mimic my
now.
mouth moving a bit. So like the first two lines, I'm just like static.
I'm actually gonna
awesome.
enjoy
I love
watching
it.
this back. That's actually quite funny.
That's
All
really
right,
good.
so well, I guess
What a
what do you?
plot
What's
twist.
the verdict from you guys? Is it am I
Oh, you passed
disqualified?
with flat. No,
I
you passed.
passed?
With,
Oh my
that
God.
is genius.
I like
love
how
that.
the chat
love it.
noticed better than we did. We're
They're
like
actually
on the
paying
show.
attention to. Well, because they don't have a run
Oh.
sheet and other shit to look at.
That's true. That's
I
true.
thought for definitely
Ah,
you
that's
guys would be
awesome.
like, nah, that's it. You disqualified. You failed. at
Yeah, you should.
135.
But now I feel like we've failed. We probably should do it just because you did. You know what I mean? It's like one of those weird conundrums. Like I feel like that's a pass because we're so stupid that we didn't notice.
That is a well and
You know, it's gonna be bad when I
truly
look
good
back at the
pass.
show now and it's like, oh my god, that's like so obvious. Like it's gonna be bad.
Yep.
Fuck me. I didn't know you guys are gonna play production tricks on me. I'm not ready for that.
Hey, what do you mean, you guys? I didn't do it.
Holy shit! I thought for a second
as
you were
much of an
doing
idiot as
it.
you.
I thought somehow you were doing it as well because it was a bit delayed on my end.
Oh, man.
Oh, well done. Well done.
It is.
That would
It
be
is. To have the power in your hands is a dangerous thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Like
true.
whenever we talk about Chemco, I'll be able to go.
There are dozens of us.
Oh, yeah.
Dozens!
He has the soundboard. Oh my god.
Damn it.
We should all have competing
He's learned how
soundboards.
to use.
Let's all have competing soundboards.
Okay, very well. Then.
So yeah, I will shout out to Joe for assisting with how to make this happen.
The conspirer. The conspirer. That is actually funny. All right. What's on for next week? Is anything on, Swinny? Any games coming out?
I don't know. I can't concentrate now. Look, I don't know if any games are coming out because I'll probably
Xenoblade's coming soon, but I'm not going to play that. I'm going to buy it.
You know what?
I'm buying it this week.
I don't know if I'm going to do it this week, but you know what I'm actually going to fire up and finally play through? I'm going to play through Bayonetta.
Oh, man. Okay. I might... Oh, I don't know, because then there's Bayonetta 2 as well. But yeah, maybe I will as well.
I just figured, like, you know, it's a game that I've just had on my pile of shame for so long. The number 3 is coming out, so...
How long is that? I'm just checking how long to beat. Like, if that's a good, like, 12 hours or something like that, maybe I'll play. Well, it's like bang on 12 hours, pretty much. Okay, maybe I will play it. Are you definitely going to play it, or you think you will?
Oh, look, I mean, if we'll see. I'll let you know.
Oh, and then Bayo 2 shorter. That's even more encouraging. It's like both of them are about 20 hours. It's not too bad. How about you, Mike? Are you playing anything this week that you know of?
I was actually just trying to look if anything's coming out that I really want to play. So I'm going to finish Stray, obviously.
Yeah, that'd be
Numero uno. There's that 300, again, I forget the name of the bloody game. It's a Souls-like game on the Switch, which I'll remember next week because I would have played it a bit more.
Keep up and we don't know what you're talking about.
It's got one of those names that I just don't freaking remember.
It's a Souls-like on the Switch.
Yeah.
Is it on other platforms?
PC as well, I think.
You mean Salt and Sanctuary or whatever it is? Salt and Sacrifice?
No, it is
saying
called
like 300.
300. 3,000?
This is good radio. This is good tape.
Oh, thankfully, it's at the end.
3,000th Jewel.
3,000.
I've never heard of that game.
That's like the weirdest freaking name
3,000.
as well. 3,000th Jewel.
3,000.
Are you sure this is a game?
Jewel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a game. I've been playing it.
You sure you didn't buy an NFT?
Yeah, you could. This could have been the 3. Oh, Jewel, not Jewel. Jewel.
Well, you know, I got a speech impediment.
Yeah. Did you hear? Whoa. Okay. Don't Google. Don't Google 3,000th Jewel. Duel, yes, but Jewel.
What is
the
it?
images are crazy.
Is it good stuff?
No, they're quite weird. It's quite weird.
So it's okay. So it's a 2D side-scrolling one. Okay.
Yeah, it's a 2D. Well, it's 3D. it's a 3D, 2D.
Well, 2.5D. So basically,
2.5D.
it's
not
exactly the kind of genre you should be playing.
Yeah, you love that kind of game. Yeah,
I love it. Well, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like
game I love.
Is it new? Can you review it next week?
No, I feel like it's been out for quite a while. I've seen it on special before, and finally,
it came out February 2020.
Yeah, I wanted to check it out. So I do recommend it. I'll talk about it next week properly. There's good things and bad things about it.
Maybe we can review Stray again next week and fill in all the gaps with the shit you guys kicked on forgetting that you didn't
I don't
mention.
think we have
did as
to
well.
because Intigo's going to keep
didn't.
mentioning it every 2 seconds anyway, so it's all good.
There was one other thing I forgot to mention, but I did hold it back.
What?
I'll say it in next week's show, just for people to piece it into the show.
String them along with the enticing bits.
All right, I guess that's it for this week. Bye bye
Thanks,
for now.
everyone.
See ya.
Laters.
Adios.